Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number 299, baby.
Yoink, yoink, yoink. Hey, one more until 300. One more until 300. That's a lot, baby.
299, dude.
That's a lot.
We all know that.
That's a lot. That's a lot of pods. It's a lot of times Andy and I went back and forth. A lot of times I got mad at Andy. A lot of times I had to correct Andy. A lot of times Andy had to correct me on different things. We've been through a lot in these 300 episodes, man.
Well, we're not there yet.
299.
So save it for
We've
next
been through a lot
episode.
with them.
Yeah.
We've had some ups and downs, and the COVID ones, or I look at some of those with Kovalchuk, and we're like on the phone texting each other, like, what's the next question? And we kind of fucked that one up a little bit.
I'm the best thing that ever happened to you.
Not really.
I think so. Really.
I'm your only business partner. And he's never worked with anybody in his life. He actually had to be a teammate around me. And he's still like 15 minutes late here and there. It's like, it's still all about him.
Whoa.
You know, I got children. I got to, you do what I need to tell you to do. I'm like, okay, I'll be here at this time. Like, Andy shows up late.
I tell him what time I'm going to get here yesterday.
He told me 10:45.
And then he tried to push up my ETA.
I'm never late for anything.
Oh, you've been late like 3 of the last 4 episodes.
Never. That's a lie.
Maddie, remember when he was late a few episodes ago?
He's like, go fuck yourself.
I mean, this guy, he's like, I'm hungry. I had to stop and get a sandwich.
Maddie's going to be annoyed by Andy today, too.
I had to get a sandwich.
Yeah, because I was working until 10 o'clock.
Dude, listen, it is what it is, man. You know, sometimes things happen. When you have kids.
I get and I love your kids. Man.
I had to
Good thing I do, man. Because I think I like them more than you.
It's fine.
And when you're like, I'm with Ty at Kirkwood, I'm like, I get it. Or I'm with Ty at Huron Hockey School. That's where I started in Fenton. I know you're there today.
It's not the Huron Hockey School. I went to that.
Is it not Huron Hockey rink anymore?
No. It's called St. Louis Hockey Training.
In Fenton?
Yeah. Well, they do it at Afton, Fenton, all over, different rinks.
What is the rink in Fenton called Huron still?
No. It's called the Fenton Forum.
That's what okay. Fenton Forum, that's right. That's still the same.
My brother's name is Fenton, which...
Really?
Yeah. You ever heard of that name?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, it's like an old
really?
It's like an old family name.
His name's Fenton.
I want to say
that's kind of cool.
I want to say there's 3 or 4 of them, and he named his son Fenton.
I like that.
But his son Fenton goes by Luke.
Fenton? What?
Luke.
Okay.
So my family, of course, with all the hockey knowledge and everything, we weren't from St. Louis, so we moved here at a young age.
Don't bore the people. Come on, Jesus Christ.
And little did they know when they moved to St. Louis, there was a town called Fenton.
Fenton. Yeah.
So people would ask when he was growing up, were you named after the town of Fenton?
Yeah, it's like, no.
And he's like, no. So a lot of times he would go by his middle name, which was like Danny.
Yeah.
He'd go by Daniel, Dan.
This
Dan.
is, people want to know more about this.
But he's at the Fenton, he's at the Fenton Forum.
Hey, a lot of shit
we got the Bench Clearers jerseys out right here.
Yeah.
Listen, hanging up
here,
before. You use our link, use our promo code Cam and Strick, and that'll save you a bunch of money.
Was it 20%?
20%.
Yeah, well, tell the people 20%.
They also you can use the link, the promo code BOGO too. I think it's buy one get one 50% off.
So you got options.
You got options, but if you want one for 20%, and I'm getting lots of people sending me pictures and text messages, or I shouldn't even say text, direct messages.
Yeah.
With showing me that they've ordered their tanks from Bench Clearers. So thanks for supporting.
It's 140 degrees out here in St. Louis with like 100% humidity.
Yeah.
And if you want to represent your team with these tank tops, man, you can wear them anywhere, the beach, rollerblading around, toe dragging Cougars.
Yeah.
You can still do that, and you can represent whoever you need to represent, which comes to Canada, U.S. You got the Blues, you got the Whalers, old school Whalers right here too.
Yeah.
Old school Devils behind Andy right there too. But a lot going on. Though,
put the rollerblades on and do it at Bench Clearers.
There's a lot going on.
Is the promo
There's
code.
a lot going on.
Yeah.
Today. Not a lot going on the last couple of days.
It's been
and we cannot ignore it like everybody else did maybe on radio this morning.
They did?
I didn't hear anybody talk.
Are you listening to everyone's shows?
I listened to like a couple here and they didn't bring it up. I'm like, that's crazy.
Well, don't try to be like everyone else.
What?
Just be yourself.
No, they're talking about Cardinals bullpen. It's all good. But I would think like, man, maybe somebody would touch this. But the whole incident where actually I'm going to an event with Kate's family, and Andy goes, dude, Trump just
I broke the story to Cam.
Andy goes, Cam, Trump just got shot at. I'm like, what? My dad texted me. Everybody's texting me. I'm like, what the hell happened? And I look back at it, did my my research on what happened, and this is freaking crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Really crazy.
Yeah.
Trump could have had his head canoed in with a half an inch.
Half an inch.
It could have canoed him in front of everybody.
Did they recover the bullet that grazed his ear?
There was a bunch of bullets.
I know.
I'm
Did
sure
they
they did
recover
with
it?
I gotta give this guy a
Do
shout
we
out.
have-
Corey Capertor, who got killed protecting his kids,
I
man,
know.
from that weirdo twink
He's
boy.
a firefighter.
The weirdest thing is though, like the Secret Service, what a joke. Did you see how unorganized everything was? They had that kid crawling up. He was 400 feet away. He crawled up to another little area, just a shed, crawled on it. You would think the Secret Service has like a half-mile parameter where they would take care of everything.
Okay,
that was a complete
let's not get too far ahead because I want to like go set the table.
Okay,
Right,
go
we're
ahead.
going to get into that.
Okay.
So let me just throw some stuff at you first off. Do we know how long he was up there?
Dude, 4 minutes.
So he got up there 4
Yeah, they
minutes.
filmed it the whole time.
And you had a number of people who were there at
Screaming
the rally
at him.
who were saying, hey, this
Look at
guy.
this.
And then apparently a police officer also confronted him up on the rooftop. And the shooter pointed his gun at the officer. The officer retreated, came back down. And what came out of that?
Shadiness is what came out of it.
Yeah.
Now you got the two snipers who
Are those counter snipers? Were they from the police department or were they
No,
from
that
the
would-
Secret
I would
Service? We
say
don't
that's-
know that for sure.
I would say that would be the
They
Secret
haven't
Service.
identified that.
Doesn't matter who it was.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious.
Like, but well, you got snipers up there for a reason. You got to
Yeah.
protect the president.
Yeah.
And they waited and waited and waited. And there's rumors that they got stood down and not take the shot on this
I've
kid.
heard that.
It's crazy.
I've heard that.
Listen, I know conspiracy theories are out the wazoo. I get all that, but how can you not look at this situation and be like, what the fuck happened there? Incompetence. Like, it's crazy. That guy was right there. People are like, look at this. And there's a film where it was 4 minutes of Trump talking where this guy's getting set up, and everybody's filming him. They're filming him, and our snipers are staring right
Didn't
at
they
him.
red flag him to
How?
begin with when he came?
Dude, he's got bombs in his
No,
car
I'm
and
saying
stuff like that.
I know, but when he showed up to the rally, I believe they red flagged him there for being suspicious, acting
course.
suspicious. So he goes
How do
up.
you carry that in?
He goes up on the. He had
A
a
rifle.
backpack or whatever he had.
A
Like
rifle.
no, a gun bag or whatever. I don't
gun
know.
bag?
Yeah.
Do you know how much that sticks
Dude,
out? A
100%,
gun bag?
100%. I don't know how he would have
A
gotten
gun
that in.
bag.
I mean, an
Well,
an AR-15.
Yes.
I don't know how he would have brought
I think
that
it's
in.
a terrible shot. The terrible shot.
Well, he got kicked off the rifle team. In
Well,
high
you
school.
still that is an
Did
easy
you know
shot.
that?
Yes.
He was
dude,
on the
and
rifle team.
yeah,
They have
he
a
got kicked out.
rifle team. Have you ever even heard of a rifle team?
Yes, big time, man. Lindenwood University has one of the best rifle teams.
Like
in
Division
fucking-
I rifle.
Yeah.
And they
shooting
teach
and all
you-
that stuff.
so-
Yeah, they teach you everything.
If you look at the perimeter of the area where the rally was taking place, Cam, there's not that much going on around there. It was kind of
I
a
know.
small venue.
I know.
Like he wasn't that far away. I know they're saying within a couple hundred
450
yards.
feet.
And
That is not far
It's
at all.
not far at
for
all.
a sniper at all.
but the rooftop wasn't very high either. It wasn't a very tall building.
Dude, it's high enough to where you have to secure that. How can you turn down security
Mm.
for that particular rooftop? You have a rooftop 400 feet away from the president with an angle where you could fucking kill him easily. A 10-year-old that knew what he was doing could have made that shot and blew his head off.
So you're saying
How can you not secure that?
he wasn't a very good shooter by
Not at all.
by missing his
Well,
mark
he
there.
killed a couple people. Or
Are you looking through like a lens, like a
Yeah, I mean, he hit a sniper, Andy. Like you could say, it wasn't that hard. Like honestly, you talk to all these. I talked to a couple of my buddies that you know. I can bring the name up that are still doing that kind of stuff, and they're like, I cannot believe that kid. Can't believe Trump's alive right now. He moved his head just a little bit. It just whizzed by.
within
You see
that
that picture
second.
where it whizzed by? People are saying that's a conspiracy. What? You think that's a conspiracy? That Trump had like ketchup in his pocket and he put it on his face?
Well,
You're out of your mind.
There's a
if you
lot
think
of
that.
different conspiracies people are throwing
The
out.
conspiracy I'm looking at
Mhm.
is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I know,
the
but you
hell?
have to still accept that
Well,
there's
that's-
multiple
in my opinion, that would be
conspiracies.
ridiculous.
Whether you believe it or not is irrelevant.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if you think that way, then I can't take you serious.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to take you serious.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy comes trotting in saying that because I'm sure he talked to people at the Creve Court Racket Club, and they're like, "Oh, Trump probably did it to himself."
No, I didn't
That
say
is
that. I
You talk
said,
to anybody that knows what they're talking about, dude. They will debunk that in 2
Okay,
seconds.
but don't-
That is ridiculous.
Okay, but I didn't say that.
No, but
that's
you
what,
came in trying, and you like, and kind
I
of like,
said,
I'm like,
no, you were
this is what
throwing
I'm
out
gonna have to deal with today.
conspiracies, and I said, oh, you hear about these other conspiracies too.
Well, yeah, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You take the one conspiracy and you push it aside,
Mhm.
but then you look at the bigger
Okay,
picture.
so let me ask you this: what's up with that lady behind the stage who was filming, who didn't even react to the
I
to the
don't-
shots that were being
Who
fired?
knows, man? She probably didn't hear it. It wasn't that loud. Like she's probably like,
Oh, I heard it was really loud.
Ding, 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 ding. Wasn't
It
that loud?
Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, but like that's the last of my concerns. What's up with the Secret Service? What's up with them? And these women that are like, what do I do? You could hear them. You could hear their audio. Where do we go? What do I do? It looked like Melissa McCarthy. You know, the actress, the comedian who's just like, I'm at or Paul Blart, the fucking mall guy. This looked like a comedy show. They had no idea what they're doing. They were like 4'5". They're trying to cover them. She couldn't even holster a weapon. The one girl's like, I gotta put my glasses on. What the fuck was that all about?
Okay,
now, if you look at it, the lady, what's her name? It's Chattel Kimberly, who's head of Secret Service, a Biden appointee. She's like, we need to be more diverse. We need more women.
Right.
We need 30% by this, da-da-da. I'm like, what? DEI.
Has she spoken yet?
No, none of them spoken.
No.
They're supposed to have a press conference today. They denied it. They are fucked up.
They're saying they're not going to have the press conference.
They didn't. And so people are like, what is going on here?
The day's young, dude.
Dude, they didn't. They were supposed to have it this morning. They didn't do it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They pushed it back?
So maybe they will, but they got to get their shit together because they know they fucked up. They got these people had no idea what they're doing.
Saying that
the one girl ducks. There's a picture of her ducking while all these guys jump on and did their thing. It was the weirdest situation I've ever seen in my life.
Let me call a T.O. here about the Secret Service because there's different levels and layers of Secret Service. Some are being praised, some are being criticized. The ones that are being criticized are the people who maybe did the advanced work, who were maybe surveying the perimeter.
Exactly. The snipers.
Yes.
The women that look foolish.
The superiors ahead of the snipers who potentially told the snipers to stand down when they alerted the superior of a guy that was on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So that's one right there. Now,
so who's getting praised?
The Secret Service on the stage for how they acted immediately to cover up President Trump, get him down below because
get him down.
Hold on.
They let him go like this. Are you out of your fucking mind? They were there for 15 fucking minutes.
He's like, where's my shoes?
They let him give a goddamn picture off, which is going to be the biggest picture in American history.
Yeah.
But you let him do that. You're not supposed to let him do that. They were all talking about where do we put him? Where do we go? Where do we put him? You let the president do that 5 times. Are you kidding?
Well, he was saying, I think
you conquer his ass down, man, and you have to. They were so unorganized
because
the whole situation.
The fencing that's in front of the podium is all bulletproof, right? And that's why they go down. No, it is.
Okay, yeah. But
hold on. So that's why they go down.
Yeah.
Immediately, that's the protocol. Shots fired. I'm sure there's some type of lingo they use in this particular situation, and they go down because he's protected. Because of that bulletproof fencing that's in front of the podium. So that's why they stay down there. Now, he's looking for his shoes and all that stuff. They got the hat. They got all this stuff. And some of the conspiracy theorists are using like this hat as potential conspiracy. You know, like, I mean, it's much more of the left-wing conspiracy. There's right-wing conspiracy, left-wing conspiracy. But universally, the Secret Service is being praised for how they acted on the stage, Cam, of putting their life on the line in terms of covering quick. You don't feel that way.
No. They went out there quick. But then you let Trump, like, you're not supposed to let him come up. I know it was a great moment.
It's him. He's like,
put him down.
He's like, stop, wait. And he starts.
Doesn't matter.
You think they should just throw his ass down?
Yeah, get him down like, carry him right there, dude.
Yeah.
He was doing this and that.
Hey, you're not on mic. You're not on mic.
It's like, Andy, like, you got to look at it like, you have to protect him at all costs.
Do you know that they're taught like in Secret Service school or whatever they learn their Secret Service, how to be a Secret Service man or woman.
Jesus.
Increased by 30%, you said?
Yeah, that's what they wanted, D.
Okay. Well,
probably worry about that too.
You know what the number one main objective is? What is it?
Protect.
No.
Secure the situation.
Nope.
What?
Keep him alive.
What do you think I just said?
Okay, well,
I said protect him.
No, keep him alive.
Well, yeah.
So, you know,
who am I talking to?
No,
here,
so
Maddie?
to your
help me out.
So to your point, they're letting him raise his arm, and he's like saying, "Where's my shoes?" But
who cares?
He's such a different animal to how he controls everyone around him.
Doesn't matter.
Even in the most dire situation, the most risky situation, potential, the most dangerous situation.
They did.
He's still telling them what to do.
You got to get him. You have to get him to protect. You got to protect him as much as that.
Did
like,
they get his shoes back?
Who cares? Who cares what he wants at the time?
How did he lose his shoes?
He got zipped, dude. He's probably like, even if a bullet like cruises by you like that,
What do you think
rattles
that
your
felt
brain.
like? What do you think that felt like? You think it hurt?
Yeah, he's like,
You think
whoa.
did he lose
Like
part of
somebody
his
stung
ear?
you with a bee.
Did he lose a portion of his ear?
Probably. He's gonna look like Evander Holyfield.
Did he golf the next day?
Yes, he did.
Or just hit balls?
Like, I know, like, you guys all hate, like, a lot of people hate Trump, and it is what it is. But the guy's a warrior, man, and he doesn't have to do this. He does not have. I truly think he loves his country. Does he say the right things? Absolutely not. Does he like to fuck ugly, porn stars back in the day and pay them off 150 grand? Yeah. Does that bother me that much? Not really.
He says he's never done that.
He smashed the shit out of that ugly Stormy Daniels, and then they paid her off, and it's all good. She's not even good looking. Does that bother me that much? Not really. They try to get him through his finance. They try to get him through a bunch of different things with this
Criminal
investigations. That was just bogus.
Felony convictions.
34 counts of what? The same stupid thing. It doesn't bother me. That, honestly, you're asking me, doesn't bother me. Now you got lackadaisical Secret Service trying to protect him, and they're getting like the A-OK not to shoot back at this guy after he ripped 5 fucking rounds at him, killed a couple people, a dad protecting this kid, like, and not to mention the crowd. You think they'd scamper like stampede all over each other? They stood there.
Do you think the family for Corey?
Give Corey a shout out, dude.
Man, I'll give him a shout out, man. We're thinking about you and your family.
Tour, like, it's hard.
Yeah, it's a hard name to. He's a firefighter.
Sorry. Yeah, man, 50 years old.
I thought the governor of Pennsylvania did a phenomenal job.
Comparator.
See, the governor of Pennsylvania was very impressive in his press conference. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
I thought he was excellent. He talked to the 2 girls. He talked to the wife.
Yeah.
They're the ones that told the governor that, and that's how the story came out, that he tried to protect his family. He dove on top of them, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
but all these other little conspiracy theories. I know the girl in the back.
I don't care about the conspiracy.
Well, the big conspiracy I do care about.
I mean,
hold on. The girl in the back that they're showing and she didn't react. I don't care about that yet.
What if he's just a whack job?
Catch up and put this up? Like, I don't believe that. But the bigger thing about why the Secret Service downplayed everything, why were they so unorganized?
Mm-hmm.
Why? How can you let this kid just walk up on this little roof? He's right there. Everybody's like filming him. And it took there's a countdown, 4.5 minutes before they knew he was there. It's unbelievable. It's like, go ahead, take your free shot, see what you do. So that's the conspiracy I look at. Am I reading too much into it? I don't know yet, man. Mm-hmm. But how can I look at this whole situation and not be like, this is shady?
Do you know he's had so many of these rallies? And see, listen, when you're the Secret Service, the responsibility of the Secret Service is so high and so severe, and the risk is so high that you basically have to get it right 1,000% of the time.
Yeah.
And the one time you don't, it could be near fatal. And that was the situation here, right? You just wonder how many times have they had these rallies, Cam, and they've had these big-time events where there have been loopholes, and it could have been a potentially dangerous situation if somebody wanted to hurt the president, former president in that particular situation.
Yeah, probably a lot, Andy. And now it's at center stage. The hatred for Trump is real. When you call a former president Hitler every single day, and he's the biggest threat to democracy, he's the biggest threat to this. Yes, he says stupid things. He tweets out stupid things. He's a fucking businessman. He fucks porn stars. He's shady in business, probably here and there. But, like, truly, he's not Hitler. He's not Hitler. And you call him Hitler. Maybe this little twink that he's a loner, doesn't have any friends. Overthinks, watches this stuff. Like, this Hitler.
Mathematician.
I'm going to kill this guy. He's Hitler. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to be, Valkyrie and try to kill him first. And I'm the hero. Like, no wonder people are crazy about it.
What if he's just crazy and he's a nut job, which obviously he is, and it wasn't incited by some media person on CNN or Fox News saying that he's Hitler or whatever.
President? Why don't you just kill why don't you kill your neighbor?
You know how
why don't you kill your neighbor?
How divided this country has been, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's crazies
everywhere. There's crazies everywhere.
I know, and people do it on both sides.
Somebody tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan back in 1981.
Yeah,
right?
I know. So, you see their security compared to what happened with this?
They didn't. They had little fucking guns.
They had machine guns.
These little 6 shooters. Well, those.
The guy had a machine gun. I'm like, whoa, those are bad.
back in the day.
But yeah, he had like a 38, like the long barrel 38.
Yeah, but I saw some of those dudes. They were like Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But they protected him. Like you got the
little bit of a different group of Secret Service back then.
You got Melissa McCarthy, who's like literally 4 feet 5 inches, trying to. She had no idea what she's trying to holster her weapon. Didn't even know what to do. The one girl grabbed. I'm like, what's going on with this? It's really.
You think
odd.
you can really prepare for something like that?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they should have some like Navy SEALs or something like that.
Well, no doubt. You know, Navy SEALs would love to have their job, but they hired them instead.
Mm-hmm.
It's called DEI.
How do you become a Secret Service agent, and how much money are they getting? You
probably had to go through all kinds.
But isn't that the front line, top of the line, top of the line Secret Service? Like, there's hundreds of.
They didn't even give RFK Secret Service.
There's thousands
his dad,
of. Hold on.
And his uncle died of assassination. They don't even give him Secret Service.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
But thousands of Secret Service agents.
Yeah.
And only a select few are in the traveling party with the president, right?
Yeah.
Former president.
I think they have like 20, maybe 20 to 25.
So those Secret Service are probably assigned to Trump, right? Those aren't the same Secret Service that would be protecting Biden at a rally.
I think he's got his own.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, so a lot of people are asking why Kennedy Jr. does not have.
It's ridiculous.
Because he's a candidate. They're saying all candidates should have
no doubt.
Secret Service.
Of course they should.
I think like Bill Clinton's kids have Secret Service.
Oh, they do. Because I went up to Chelsea Clinton one time in New York.
You did?
Yes.
Where?
I was with the guys in 2006 in New York at this restaurant with all the guys on the Devils. And we had this little room rented out. We had Danny DeVito walks through with Ed Norton. We're like, what's up? Axl Rose walks in with 20 different models. Mm-hmm. They all look like Robotronic. And then there's there's a little room over here with Chelsea Clinton. And the boys are like, go talk to her. I'm like, I'm going to. I walk over there, try to sneak in, and their Secret Service came out so fast. They were just hidden. They had one guy, and I'm like, okay, I can get by these bouncers. But then they had a couple other people like standing over there doing just for her at this little nerd party. And I walk in, I'm like, hi, Chelsea. And they grab me. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just saying.
She told them to keep you away.
I know.
She didn't want to
talk to you. The boys told me to go talk to her.
She didn't want to talk. Don't blame it on the boys.
She's like,
she didn't want to talk
to you. Okay. I'm sure she's a blast to hang out with. Just like her mother would be. Now Bill I'll hang out with. Big Bill I'll hang out with.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hillary.
You think Bill and Trump are friends?
Yeah. I do, actually.
Okay. So Biden...
I bet you they get along.
Don't you think Biden did a pretty good job with his initial remarks or no?
He didn't talk for an hour. Did you see CNN, though? Of course Andy did.
I was going back and forth.
Trump falls at a rally. Maddie knows. Trump falls at a rally. How about the Post-Dispatch?
Trump falls?
That's their headline. Trump fell.
Well, was that before? Hold on. Let me ask you this. Yeah. And I'm not... I would never defend CNN, so don't even put that into people's fucking heads. Because
listen, the Post-Dispatch too.
What'd they say?
An attack at the rally. No, Trump was almost assassinated.
Okay, so a lot of
an attack on a Trump rally. That's what they posted.
Okay, so a lot of
joke.
A lot of the political analysts that I was watching and reading.
MSNBC, what they say?
Dude, I was flipping around everywhere.
That's what you should do, though.
That's exactly what you do. Dude, Fox News, they're not great. You think they're perfect?
They all suck.
Come on, dude.
Do I think they're perfect?
No.
Fuck no.
I'll tell you who the I found.
Do I think they're perfect?
I found a political girl. Her name's Julie something, dude.
They're perfect.
That's who I'm reading. She's independent, dude. She's got the best shit. She is the best political analyst out there.
I doubt that, but she's probably pretty good.
Yeah, I'll get you her last name.
Anyway, all these headlines, it's just like that. Just shows like the.
So
that just adds on the conspiracy theorists. Like, how can you do that? You knew exactly what happened. Hell, Andy knew. He texted me right away. And all these headlines are like, Trump falls at a rally. The rally was attacked. No, he was almost assassinated.
So let me get back to what I was going to say. So,
they hate him that much. They want to spin the narrative so much.
No, they were waiting for the official.
Then why have it out?
No, hold on. And I don't know what they were saying then, because I didn't turn on CNN.
Come on, man.
I was actually watching the American Century Classic Championship golf tournament, which I watched a lot of golf this past weekend. So I'm ready to get back out there and hit some balls here soon, Cam.
Who's gonna invite you?
Just like Trump was.
Who's going to invite? Yeah.
He was ready to go
He's a
out
warrior,
there.
dude.
He was ready
It is
to
what
get
it
out
is.
there.
Think what you want about him. He's a warrior.
So,
It is what it is.
but they were saying, what is the White House going to call this? Are they going to call it an assassination attempt?
Yeah.
Or are they going to call it something else?
Yeah.
And right off the bat, they called it a assassination attempt when they had their first public remarks.
How can you not? You're praising that like that's a good job. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, I know, but that was from the FBI and different, when they had that first press conference, three or four different people spoke.
Andy, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's
That's what
state police.
If you're a normal person and you're looking at this stuff, and you're like, yes, that's
but I
exactly
think
what it was.
whether it was the situation with the governor out of Michigan or the senator from another state there were some other.
The one at the baseball field?
Yes. There were some other assassination attempts that were not characterized as such when the official report came down.
Okay.
And they wouldn't call it that.
Who cares about that? What's going on now?
I know. So that's why they were saying that. I think, hey.
No, that's the most
they need to
ridiculous.
call this an
are
assassination.
Are we praising them?
No, there's no praising.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. It's the most obvious thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's the most obvious thing in the world. And he's lucky, dude.
What do we know about Thomas Crooks?
It's a loner. I just told you, same kind of thing with all these other guys.
He was bullied hardcore.
I heard he was bullied. Some kid said he was bullied,
Like really bad.
He probably got into politics and he was just studying it all day.
Has his family released a statement?
I don't think so yet.
The gun was registered in his dad's name.
Mm-hmm.
They had contacted his dad.
Illegally. He did from his dad. He took it from his dad.
Yeah.
It's like he just went and bought that. Like he took it from his dad.
Right.
So that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what other law.
Why did his dad need an AR-15? That's the question. What did he need an AR-15 for? And was he buying it for his son?
Shit, right now,
was
I'm going to load up on AR-15s. Are you kidding me?
Was he going to buy it?
I don't want that government taking my shit over. Of course I'm going to load up.
Was he buying it for his son?
No, I don't know. That's all to come out. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't. If you know your son's a crazy fuck, why are you having him shooting guns anyway? He was on the rifle team.
All right, let's.
Okay,
like,
that's the thing.
Right.
Like, you gotta know your kid too.
All right, let's move.
Like all my buddies that I grew up out there, man. They all know how to shoot guns. They know how to holster guns.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to carry guns. They know how to do this. They know how to do that. They know how to do it around their kids. They know how to hide it in their houses. They know how to hunt. They know how to protect their family. They all know because their dad taught them.
How many people there?
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're not supposed to have guns. You can't bring guns to the rally, correct?
No, Andy.
Like even legally.
No, there's probably security. I mean,
yeah,
a big time. I would say 100% no. How did he get in? How did he walk with the gun fucking rifle?
But he wasn't technically inside the rally, was he?
400 feet away.
No,
they were right next to him.
No, answer the question. Did he have to go through any type of security measures to get to where he was?
How can you not, though?
Was it inside the actual venue?
It doesn't matter. You're 450 feet away from a president giving a speech. How could you not have to go through security to get there? Chain it off. Have other security people right there. What is this kid doing with a rifle walking up? What are you doing? Get down, get down, get down.
Yeah.
What are you doing? How can you not prepare for that?
I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
Did you hear about the guy who had all the guns on top of the rooftop in downtown St. Louis on July 4th?
Dude, I told you about that.
No.
Oh, God, what do I do here? You drive me nuts.
You didn't tell me about that.
Dude, I told you about all these shootings on July 4th.
Yeah, you told me about that. But this was a guy they found and they arrested him before he shot anybody.
Yeah, he had all kinds of stuff. It's
Yeah.
Psychoville downtown.
Yeah.
That's why I brought that up.
Okay, yeah, but there was a ton of shootings, and I was aware of the shootings. This was a guy who was found on top of the building,
I read
who
that
had
too.
all these guns.
I know, he could have done a lot of damage.
A lot of criminal history.
Yeah, a lot of damage, dude.
And depressed and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, I know, man. It's scary. It really is. I keep bringing this stuff up, and you're acting like
No, you were talking about all the shootings that took place in downtown St. Louis. This was not
connected.
This was not a shooting.
He almost did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he could have fucked.
But
so
no,
many
you would have
people
been like, did you hear about the guy that was on top of the building that was found? You know what I'm saying? You didn't say that.
My bad.
So you're getting
Well,
all
you
like,
dismissed
you're
it.
getting all like,
Yeah, but I can't even
Cam's on like an adrenaline rush here.
Well, it's a big deal, and it's hard to talk to you sometimes because I bring this stuff up and you dismiss it, and I just talk to myself for like 2 minutes.
Dismissing
and
what?
then you bring up like Ryan Suter got, and I'm like, I brought that up last week, and you didn't.
You didn't
You
bring it
had
up.
no-
Now you're admitting you didn't bring it up.
Dude, I brought up all these shootings last week.
I
and
know
to
that.
have a conversation
And
about
I said
it.
to you,
didn't say
yes,
it. No.
I knew there was a bunch of
You're
shootings.
just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, Ryan Suter,
Yeah.
they signed him. So that's all. But
Yeah.
I
But
appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, this is a guy on top of
because
the.
you did your homework
This is
today,
different.
'cause you knew we were going to
This
talk
is
about
more
this.
like a sniper type.
Listen, here's the bottom line,
situation.
all you guys, and I know we talked about this for a long time, but this is the biggest deal going, not even in the United States, but
No,
this
in the
is
world,
in the
dude.
world, dude.
First you have the
And
debate.
by the
now
way,
you have this.
If Biden got shot and assassinated, this fucking whole place would have a civil war. If Trump would have got shot, this place would have a civil war. And everybody
He did get shot.
If he would have died, this place would have a civil war. And that's going to affect
You mean this place, this country?
this country
Mhm.
is going to have a civil war. And you know what that does? Just so everybody knows, that affects Canada, Mexico, Sweden, boom, NATO, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's on a fucking, whoa, what's going on here? It would be a big deal and would affect not just us, but the whole world. It's a big deal for everybody.
You think they should have canceled the Copa America?
Did you see some of the? Did
All
you see some of the people sneaking
The
in, Andy,
Colombians? They were
with all their kids? They're getting smashed. Like
dude.
that.
They're sneaking into the vents.
Yes. Did you see that? How
Oh yeah.
weird is
Oh
that?
my God.
The
How do they even
Mexicans-
know where to go?
I don't know.
He's so hot in there.
And their kids.
You're
like,
not finding me an event.
no, I'm not. Did you hear about some of the?
I'm like, get me. I get claustrophobic in there, dude.
Oh, Andy.
And then they're kicking them out. They're taking them rows and rows at a
Hey,
time.
this is not the only time. Just so all y'all know, I know we're kind of like morbid today, but this is a big deal. And at least Andy and I talk about it, and we discussed it and whatever. We did our homework on it, and Andy did too. And I got to give him respect for it because a lot of times, again, I'll bring something up and then like you'll dismiss it because you're busy, dude. I get that,
Mhm.
but today you're on point, and I love it. But this whole like stampede, this has happened before, dude. This happened in Nottingham in the '80s, I think, where everybody rushes in, all these soccer fans rush in, and the gates close, and they want to get in so bad, they smash each other. Hundreds of people die. Children are getting smashed.
Oh.
Women are getting smashed. That was scary, dude.
All right, so this is Julie Kelly. You familiar with her? She's
Maybe.
a J6 conspiracy theorist,
About what?
insurrection denier, former food blogger.
Well, if they're then put him in jail if he was an insurrectionist. Put him in jail. You put Trump in jail for all kinds of stuff. If he's an insurrectionist, put him in jail. Put him in jail.
One thing that I didn't
Why
like.
is he not in jail for that?
I'll tell you
Like,
what.
Get your shit together. Just like an election denier. If you think the 2000, which is very shady, 20 election was election denier, all this different things, prove it.
Mhm.
So all you Republicans and all you conservatives that think that the election was a conspiracy theorist and they had fake voting, you have to prove that.
Mhm.
Just like January 6th, you have to prove that too. Put Trump in jail if you think that it was an insurrection. Why is he in jail? Did they insurrect with any weapons? Like, what'd they do? Did they go in there and sign papers off? No, they went and they took pictures of fucking signs. And a lot of them let them in,
Didn't
too.
they kill a police officer?
No, the police officer killed the girl. There's only one death, and it was a security guy that shot a Marine, a woman who wasn't armed, and they killed her. That was the only death. Everything else was a conspiracy
What'd you
theory.
notice about the Secret Service back in 1981?
Oh, man, they were fucking hardcore. Andy, they're like, what's up,
in
baby?
comparison to the Secret Service,
Melissa McCarthy, like,
they're wearing
where's my
like
glasses?
they're wearing like $2,500 suits.
Where are my glasses? That was so odd. There's
God.
some girls that could be that. But like when you force the issue, and you see the video of that, how can you not call that out and be like, that was so unorganized? They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That was so unorganized. You see it with your eyes, man. Like you see with your eyes. Some women can do that, but a lot of women can't. And when you force that issue, they didn't even know how to holster their weapons.
Some people think you're being sexist right now. They're going to say that you're being anti-women.
No, all right. Well, whatever. Look at the video and you tell me.
What-
Do you disagree with it? I'm sorry. When you look at it,
I
do you
honestly
think they did a good job?
I was.
Do you think that was organized?
Here's my honest opinion
Then
on
tell
it.
me.
Based on hearing the experts, I thought the people on the stage actually did a pretty good job of protecting him, of like acting accordingly and doing what they were supposed to do right off the bat on the stage. I really thought they
When
did a
they
good job.
came in,
Yes.
that's fine. I get that.
You know, and then
I'll
they
agree with that.
and they got him to the vehicle. You know, what I mean? It's Trump,
They
dude.
got- wait.
He's if that's
That's
Biden
where I disagree with you.
or Obama,
Oh God.
they're not like trying to like. They don't understand like maybe they're not thinking the same way that Trump is in terms of like understanding the moment and like
But
this is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's like and that's
Trump's
his
not-
that's
and-
his natural personality
And-
coming out, and he's fight. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that. Don't get
And
me wrong, but
the-
that's
The Secret Service agents there on hand, I don't know if they can truly control Donald Trump in that particular situation.
So here's how I look at that, and that's a fair point. Here's how I look at that, though. Initially, when they jumped on him, fine. But the way that they took him.
They were communicating. Can we go? Go, 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 go.
They didn't know where they're going. When they started.
Yes, they did.
Can I talk?
You don't think they knew where they were going?
Dude, they were asked. Well, I heard the audio. Where do we go? What do we do? What do we do? Are you kidding?
I think there's so many communicate. They're in.
Where do we go? What do we do? You take us to the car.
Down the chain communication.
Here's my point.
Right?
Off the bat, I think initially that was fine. And then once they try to take him and bring him to the car, they let him do all kinds of stuff.
I know.
They weren't even.
I couldn't believe
they didn't
that
know where to
either.
go. It was the most sloppy thing I've ever seen in my life. And if you were a hockey coach and that was a breakout, you'd be like, "What the fuck are we doing right now?"
Did you see some of the
You know what I
Secret
mean?
Service like I'm trying to get around him. I'm trying to protect him. It's like,
And the other ones trying to put their glasses on.
guys,
Like, what do we do?
I know the
So do you
Secret
get my joint?
Service. If you're facing the screen to the left, I thought they did a pretty good job. It was towards the front of them where they're just kind of like, okay. Like,
It just was unorganized. In my opinion, it just looked unorganized. And
I don't know if it was unorganized versus they just. I don't know if they. I don't know. You got a selection of people. You got to make sure you got the right people.
It wasn't unorganized. So what was it?
I think they knew what to do. I think they really acted promptly. I think the criticism of the Secret Service should be on the advanced planning.
Yes, I agree with that.
And securing the actual venue
and the snipers
and putting him.
Why would you let him shoot first?
Making sure that he's not in harm's way. Now they are saying that maybe financially or budget cuts or whatever that he wasn't giving the necessary.
Why would you have
protection.
budget cuts? though?
I don't know. It's $1 trillion.
Why would you have budget
$1 trillion
cuts? You can't afford
country.
that. We spend so much money on so many different things. You have
There's
budget cuts for Secret
no
Service.
excuse for
That's
that.
ridiculous.
No excuse for that.
But so your point is that wasn't. I say it's unorganized. Now I'm a sexist, but you say it wasn't unorganized. So what was it? So when they went from point A to the vehicle, you thought that was organized?
I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
That's where we disagree. It's all good. That's where we disagree.
I thought it looked a little. I thought it looked goofy.
I think it looked like a comedy.
It did.
It looked like a comedy movie.
Cam, it did.
Like, remember the movie with Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell? Where Will Ferrell's like Bush and Zach Galifianakis is another guy. It just reminded me of that movie.
Yeah.
Like where you just got people like, hey, I don't know what to do. My glasses, put them on. It was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I know. I know.
I've been watching this for 3 days straight, like a psychopath. And I don't want. Here's everybody too, by the way. Like you can't let this drive you crazy. It's a weird thing. You got to know what's going on, but you got to go on with your day because you have no control over it. All you can do is vote. Vote for this, vote for that, and keep aware of what you think is shady. And there's a lot of shady things going on. It's not all this huge conspiracy, Alex Jones stuff. It's not. But there's some things to it that you have to question. No doubt about it. Question all kinds of stuff, whether it's on this side, whether it's on that side.
Question everything.
You have to question everything. And real reporters, just like you do in hockey, you're going to let some guy come on this podcast and not question him about certain things? You're damn right you are, Andy. You're damn right you are. We saw that with Joe Quenneville. You know, we did. You did a damn good job with him. You questioned every single thing when it happened. That's what I want with all these politicians, man. We need to know everything. With Trump, with Biden, with all these shady fucking enterprises that are going on, you got to be aware what's going on, but you can't panic about it. And you can't do stupid things and hate the other side and do this and do that just because you disagree.
Right.
Andy and I are fucking buddies, man. Right after this, we'll go fucking grab a cheesesteak and drink and party and do whatever.
I'm not eating
He ain't eating a cheesesteak. He'll have a salad there. I'll eat a cheesesteak. Do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, but
does that make sense?
Because I'm not. I've always told you, and you, along with a number of other people, think that we have to identify with one particular political party.
No, there's shadiness on
and
both sides.
I love when some people are saying, "Man, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican.
Neither am I.
I'm an American."
I'm an American. I don't even want to have Republican, Democrat. I want to just look at different people, and because there's stuff I disagree with this, and there's some I agree with that.
Because what happened?
RFK with Biden with this, there's certain things I agree with all of them. I do. I don't care about you have to have that for party things.
What happened to Donald Trump? And Trump to me has been different this go around than he was in the previous go around. You know,
he's more chill. He's more professional.
And now when he speaks at the Republican National Convention, I'm just curious what he said. He's going to take advantage of this situation.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't you?
He's going to galvanize. He's going to bring everyone together. It's not going to have the same rhetoric. It's not going to be the defamation, the anger.
No, he's going to be like, we're together.
The criticism.
We're American,
right?
baby. Let's
so
go.
He's basically going to take control of the country while he's not even president.
Well, he doesn't.
This is, in reality,
What if he loses by 20 million votes?
Well, I will
Would you
say,
be like,
don't you
whoa?
think if you're Biden, like this is a terrible thing that's happened to his campaign?
Well, yeah, dude. It was terrible before this.
Right.
That's why this whole thing's shady. Okay. That's why people are questioning everything. Trump wasn't. He didn't.
You think
this.
he would want that?
Did Trump to fucking die?
Oh,
well,
I see what you're
God,
saying.
yeah.
Okay, here's
Of course he
what I
would.
was gonna say. I don't think he knew about it.
No,
I think there may have been. If you're saying there's an inside job, sure, but I don't know if it directly.
Hey, of course he didn't know about it. He doesn't know about anything. He's not running the country.
Although he sounded more clear in his press conference he had the other day than the other one anyone has ever had.
You think Biden's in control? Are you out of your mind?
What I was going to say.
You don't think he knew about it? Of course he didn't know about it. You don't know about anything
right.
that's going on.
What I was going to say is what happened to Trump, no matter what political agenda you may have or hatred you may have towards one political figure versus the next, I would never want that on my worst enemy.
Of course not, dude. If Biden gets shot, if Nancy Pelosi got shot, it would be terrible.
And so people want to politicize
country.
When Paul Pelosi gets attacked with a hammer and all this stuff and make jokes about it and stuff like that.
That was weird.
That's where we got to stop doing some of that
stuff. They lied to us too about that, though. Screw that. No, you feel for his life, but there was shady shit going on with that, too. That was the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
He was a mentally deranged person on his property.
Dude, that whole thing was odd as shit with a ton of questions. Just like we talked about. You got to question everything. That was bizarro land.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention Nancy Pelosi's worth like $300 million. How'd that happen? How is she so good at
What's her salary? She makes a lot of money.
150 grand? 150 grand? Why is she? It's interesting. God, Paul Pelosi. Whoo, God dang, is he good?
What's he worth?
He is hundreds and hundreds of millions. He knows that stock market. Hey, Maddie?
Oh, yeah.
He knows that stock market.
He was a stockbroker.
More than all those billionaires. He knows it so damn good. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting. A lot of shady stuff going on, man.
Yeah, sometimes people get so crazy, Cam. Like like a very well-known hockey person in hockey. I won't even say who it is because it wouldn't be fair to do so. But one of the most recognizable names in the game. Like you would heard of him.
Yeah.
Very well. So there's somebody I was trying to track down. A phone number, okay? So I sent him a text. I've asked like 3 or 4 other people. And I thought, okay, this is another opportunity to try to find this guy's number. Someone I'm trying to contact. It's not even for the show. He responds to me, is this some type of prank? Because I said, hey, do you have a contact for so-and-so? He responds to me, he goes, is this some type of a prank? He goes, you can track down anyone you want, and you're asking me for a contact? I think you'll find it. I was like, oh my God.
Now I want to know who.
I'm like, people just like get so serious. It's a phone number. So, dude, like people are so serious all the time.
I know, man. And they protect their
own
Rolodex.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a Rolodex.
Yeah, but I wasn't asking for like a player. I wasn't asking for a player.
I don't even ask Andy for numbers that he's got. Although I could, but I just, or somebody asks me for a number, I can go to Andy. I don't do it unless it's Scotty Rupp or some guys that we respect thoroughly. But a lot of people ask me, hey, man, you got so-and-so's number? I want to get him. I'm like, I know Andy does. I'm not going to ask him.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to ask
no,
you.
Don't put me in that spot.
Do I ever?
Like, I would never go to, like the guys from, like, a Spit and Chicklets or something like that and be like, hey, can I get the number for somebody you just had on, you know? We had Messier, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put people in uncomfortable situations. But I asked somebody who works with an individual and trying to track down his number, and he's like, are you just a prank?
That's odd, dude.
You can get any number you want, and you're asking me?
Hey, I know we went a lot of politics today, guys. We love all you, man. We love you Canadians. We love you Swedes. We love all you guys.
Czechia.
Russia. This is a big deal, and Andy and I talked about it. And if you disagree with stuff, I get it too, man, because I'm going to be wrong. And new things are going to pop up. This goes out tomorrow.
Oh, they're fact-checking you right now.
Well, they're fact-checking you,
too. They're fact-checking you is what they're doing.
So that's what we read so far. And the things change, man. I apologies, but that's what's going on in my head right now and Andy's, and it is what it is. But at least we don't, hide from it. We're pretty real about stuff. I did go to Eureka the other day with Kate, and I had a Bloody Mary that had...
Was her family there, too?
No. Crab legs. It had crawfish.
Potatoes.
Them crawdaddies. Potatoes. Hush puppies. Shrimp. This thing was loaded.
Where was the beef stick that was supposed to be in there?
I already ate it prior or something.
had pickles in it.
Pickled pickles.
I thought it was, and I'm a Bloody Mary connoisseur.
Dude, I had crab legs at 9 o'clock in the morning at this place in Eureka called Sarah's. I'll give them a shout out. They're not a sponsor, but
Sarah's on Central.
Sarah's on Central. Cute little place. Used to just be like donuts and stuff. I'm like, hopefully they
make cakes.
They
and stuff.
make all kinds.
Don't
of
they
stuff.
have a ton of cocktails and stuff?
So many good cocktails. They had a Bloody Mary with legit. I was craving crab legs at 9 o'clock in the morning, like a fucking.
You crave crab legs?
Crave seafood.
I've never heard anyone crave crab legs.
I crave crawfish, crawdaddies, crab legs, Alaskan crab legs, lobster. I don't know why. I love that kind of stuff. And they had it at 9 o'clock, and I'm literally like this. And there's like women next. We went right to the bar, Kate and I, because everything's packed. And there's like women there talking. They're eating their salad, like me.
Salad.
And I'm like this.
What time was it?
Like stuff going everywhere and stuff like that. And I'm like scooting closer to Kate so I don't like smell bad. My fingers smelled. God, it was good. Got to give them a shout out. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, give them a shout out.
I showed you the picture of that.
I know. I thought it was
amazing. I hooked my dad up with some food. They got damn good food, man.
What, you bring him a leftover, like a doggy bag?
No, I got him a huge, like, just breakfast sandwich and stuff like that.
And you brought it back over to him? That's good. You take care of your dad like that.
We talked about the whole incident, too. And
how's Boo Boo doing?
Not good. Fuck. Here's another goddamn thing I'm all stressed out about. My kitty cat, who I've had for 17 years, Boo Boo, Beely Bop, Booey. I have so many names for her. That's my precious little baby. She follows me everywhere I go.
My eyes are itching just talking about her right now.
She's dying.
Oh, my God.
And she gets up in the morning with me now, and she usually just lays right by me like meow, meow, meow. Now she's like jumping down, like walking sideways. Her legs are all fucked up. She's shitting.
Oh, my God.
She's shitting.
I'm not ready for this.
No. Why? It's not about you.
No, I know.
It's not about you. See how he's so selfish. My
no,
precious cat's going to die. And it's going to fuck me up. And he's lucky I don't take off 5 days of work because of this, just so you know.
I need her to be there for you during this time is what I'm saying.
But she's dying, and I might have to go get it done here soon.
Oh,
I've done it with all my animals. I take my dad.
Take your time on this.
And I just think this is going to be a long drive for me, and I'm going to see her for the last time. She's out of it. And she's lived for a long time, but this is going to mess me up. Little boo-boo. And I don't know. It's fucking me up a little bit. It just is.
Okay, I know.
I know. Andy doesn't care. It's about Andy. Andy's eyes hurt and stuff like that. Like, that's my baby. And if you guys are animal lovers like I am, like, 17 years. I don't know how to live without her.
Can somebody...
I don't know.
I know. You've never...
Every morning I get up, before Kate gets up, before anything, she's always right by me everywhere I go.
Can people help me understand the connection humans have with cats?
Oh, I don't know, man. You just gotta get.
Why are you so snotty and stuff? Like, what are you? Are you like?
What am I doing? Cocaine?
Allergies or something?
I'm not bad today, actually.
Mine have been absolutely terrible.
So then there you go.
Yeah.
So you act like I'm like a freak, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm bad too.
No. So the cat. I wish you all the best for the cat too. We're thinking about you, and I want
That's
people.
Heartfelt.
And
Thank you.
Well, I am. I'm being very serious about it. I hope
you don't want me to be a disaster.
I don't. No, I need the cat to be there for you. But I'm curious if people can help me understand the connection that humans have with cats. I've tried it with cats in the past. I just can't go there the way that I do with a dog.
Anyway.
The same way I do
you
with
got
a
your dog for your kids. Like, you don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, but I had a dog before that.
Yeah, okay, fine.
She was mine, my baby.
I care about my animals.
So
I got 3 kids. It's a different mindset, dude. If I had 3 kids, I probably wouldn't care about Boo as much. But I don't. I got my Boo, and I got my wife, and I got my 2 doggies, and my dad, basically, is my close family. And her family, I love too. Like, it is what it is, but Boo's been there. Like, I don't have kids, so that's my baby.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Weird. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Thank you.
I'll be thinking about you.
No, I know you are, Andy. When you're at Ty's skate, you're going to be thinking about me.
I'm like, can I call you back?
About, like, is Ty not getting enough practice?
You're going to be like, hey, can I talk to you, Boo? I'm like, can I call you back? I'm at Ty's.
No, I'm
at the ring.
Anytime I do call Andy about, like, something personal with me that I'm kind of, like, stressed out about, I'll talk to him and I'll go on this rant, and all of a sudden he won't answer me for, like, 13 seconds because he's texting somebody else. It's so, like...
That is... Dude, you're giving false impression. That's a false impression.
You know.
Of the whole situation.
That's fine. And that's why I don't really... there's other people I can call.
You want to know what's going on in Russia right now?
What, Andy?
Have you heard?
What? Hockey stuff?
First off, before I even get into that, I found a story that I wrote. It popped up that I wrote back in 2005.
He was looking at his old story.
No, I wasn't.
Just talking about it.
I wasn't. I got to think about what
Somebody got
how it
traded
came
and
up. No.
you like posted it.
And I wrote all about Keith Kachuk. It was like all this stuff happened about Keith, like coming back from like a rib injury. He had to leave the team and come back to St. Louis because he had a rib injury. Eric Bognicki is hoping to play again. All this stuff is happening.
Gives a shit.
So this guy who was on the Blues, this big 6'5" defenseman, just quit. Just woke up one day and he said, "I'm quitting hockey." This is like around 2005. He played in the Western League. Played with Jay Bouwmeester, Medicine Hat, I think. Last name Scheifler. I'll look it up for you so I can give you exactly. Would you ever just... Anyway, so I'm writing about him, and I'm like, I hope he has a change of heart. I don't know if he could ever play in the NHL or not, but he can play pro for a long time. He's a big body, 6'5". He can skate. And his dad actually got attacked by a bear, and he wrestled the bear and survived it.
Show me that article. No, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. That's the only thing I believe in you, because if you wrote a story about it, I believe that story.
Yeah, I wrote the story. And then I was like critical of the Blues. Like I threw some shots. Why did I do that?
Yeah, but why did he quit though?
I was like, did they let him down? Like, why is he quitting?
That's
they
fine.
had him as a 7th defenseman in Peoria. Like, are there 6 guys better than him? Maybe it was Worcester actually.
It was probably Worcester at that time.
Worcester.
Hell yeah, it was. Worcester.
You were playing Worcester?
Yeah, I fought DJ King when I was with the Devils.
That's a dangerous town.
3
actually.
minutes. Man.
There's a lot of gang activity in Worcester.
Whoa, it's big time crime. Yeah,
I could probably walk around, no problem. But you, I wouldn't do it if I were you. Anyway, so in Russia right now, Cam, I don't know if you're hearing, but
you'd probably be better than the Secret Service that Trump had.
Dude, I would love to be Secret Service. They wear like $2,000 suits.
You would look so foolish, and you're not big enough. You need to have big bodies.
They're not that big.
Some of them are.
They don't even look athletic. Well, a couple of them do.
They all look goofy. That's the whole problem. Like, they're the most unorganized.
Although Peelsy's saying I don't look athletic. I'm like riding a motorcycle. We went over to Peelsy's house.
He did chirp you quite a bit. What was that all about?
What was going on with that?
I don't even.
And then he apologized to me. He texted me and apologized.
I don't even chirp you online.
I said,
I don't
what?
get it.
Dude,
I wouldn't do that.
You're like posting pictures and videos of me and chirping
I chirp you here. I don't chirp you online like that. That's the people that you're catering to that don't follow you.
Right.
These are our family. They know our relationship.
Yes.
This is our family, dude. That's why I say stupid things.
Yeah.
They don't jam us up, man.
Right.
They love us, dude.
Right.
And we love them.
Mm-hmm.
This is our family. But when you post it on Twitter, dude, now you're inviting all these other people that might not like you. Now you're catering to them.
Yeah.
Let's cater to these guys. Pointing at the camera right now here on YouTube. That's who we love.
So
them.
Peelsy asked me for a video that I took. Or maybe I didn't even take the video. No, I didn't take the video.
No, he did chirp you quite a bit. And then when he did introduce Andy to everybody, like we're at Peelsy's house, I'm like playing hockey with his kids, and his kids had all these other buddies over, and we're ripping pucks. And every time Peelsy would introduce me, like a former Blue, and and it was Andy, he never played. Didn't have to say that.
But he was trying to be funny. I think he was trying to be funny.
He didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that. He loves you, dude.
Yeah, but he was trying to be funny.
But it was a little too much.
It was like, dude.
But once you chirp on Twitter like that, I'm like,
yeah. But then then
Andy already takes a beating when you do something about the Blues, like the guys fucking chirp you for kissing their ass.
Then it becomes annoying, right? Mm-hmm. Then you just become annoying,
mm-hmm.
And I don't want to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? When you're annoying, you're post pictures and videos of me and chirp me at the same time. It's like what? We had a good time.
I know. I love it over there. Can't believe I didn't screw the garage up ripping pucks, dude. Oh man. Yeah. I go, Tish, you gotta get that Cadillac out of here.
Yeah.
Back that mug up.
He posted a picture of his family, his wife in a bikini, and he's like, people may chirp me, but all I care about is my family.
And she's in a bikini? Yes. Oh no. I can't. Now you got the weirdos creeping, dude.
Yeah.
It's like when you post with your daughter in a bikini. Look at my daughter. And then it's all men commenting.
Yeah, I know.
That's who you're catering
I've been
to.
creeping on my daughter's TikTok, making sure there's no weirdos watching.
There is.
No, I make sure there's no weirdos stalking her account.
They might not be typing.
Well, you got to have approval to follow.
You're on the internet, homeboy. There's some weirdos creeping out your daughter.
Okay, so
that's just how it's going to be.
So in Russia, Philadelphia signs like the Michkov.
Mm-hmm.
San Jose signed their first pick in the second round. Utah signed a player from Russia. But I just been hearing like there's been some, like Russia.
What are you hearing?
Well, Russia and the NHL, there is no agreement, right? A transfer agreement. Like you're not allowed to like pay cash for a player.
Yeah.
So like there's transfer agreements with Sweden, Finland, the other countries, and whatever. But there isn't one with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times these Russian players, they have contracts, and like the only way to get them out of the contract, they gotta like release them.
Yeah, or they're in Sweden and they come over in a tournament or something.
And so, I don't know. There was some talk about like some whatever third party or hidden party, like a cash being exchanged with some of these Russian teams, but the league says it's not true, so I'll believe the league.
So is that what you're saying whenever like you hear about Russia? I'm thinking like, is there a terrorist attack that went down? So it's
I was trying to get into hockey a little bit.
How could? Yeah, okay.
Of course, there's got to be cash being exchanged.
Yeah.
If you're a Russian team.
Yeah. No, you're
like Flyers. You want Michkov?
You're gonna.
What are you gonna pay me?
I know, because he's making us money.
I want $1 million.
What if I'm Michkov?
Wired.
Let me go do my thing. Although there's a lot of Russians that, if you're high up if you're Colby and Ovi, like those guys can go to Russia and live the life. What if you're a mid guy? Playing the NHL is a lot better. Playing the NHL is a lot better in one way or the other.
Then what?
Playing in Russia, even if you're a superstar.
What do you think of the Blues signing Ryan Suter?
That's fine with me. That just means they're pushing Krug out.
I don't know.
Well, how do you push him out? He's got to agree to things.
Well, he's going to have to
not play.
Listen, I've said this several times.
You got a guy making $750.
I've said this several times. There is a player on the Blues, a defenseman, who is willing to move his no trade. So somebody is most likely going to be gone. Now, I will say, talking to Suter's camp, and when the Blues were talking to Suter about signing him and who he'd play with and where he'd play, I just didn't get the impression that like Krug would be part of the equation, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Krug can still play.
Yeah.
It's not like he can't play. This is not a situation where this guy isn't good enough to play in the NHL. This guy could play for a lot of teams.
He's very competitive.
He's very competitive. He can still quarterback a power play. I mean, you talk to people like David Perron and Ryan O'Reilly and some of these guys. They love playing with him up top on the power play.
Yep.
He puts the puck in the wheelhouse. Not really a threat to score. Doesn't have like a dangerous shot up top. Hit the post a couple times last year, like when he did shoot. But he's not a big-time point producer, but he can distribute. He's very good at keeping pucks in the zone, like holding the zone and stuff like that on the power play, walking the line.
He can get pucks through.
This guy can play.
Yeah.
So he's got the no trade. I would imagine where he would go if he'd be willing to go anywhere is a very, very short list. And so trying to get a deal done with one of those teams when you make 6.5 and you got a contract that still has a couple years left on it.
They know you're jammed up. They're going to take advantage.
You're jammed up,
of course.
But so I don't know how this is going to play out, but you just look at the numbers alone right now for the Blues, how many guys they have under contract. Somebody most likely is going to have to go. So, now there's ways to get players to waive their no move and no trade, and it's a no trade in this particular situation. So
I don't mind that signing at all.
No.
How many business deals is Ryan going to make in a locker room before practice?
Who's that?
Ryan Suter. How many business deals is he making? I just want to go in the locker room and listen to him talk on the phone. He's probably talking as, making $1 million deals here, doing this, doing that. Like, he's a straight up businessman. I remember seeing Camilleri do that with BioSteel.
Yeah.
I remember being in the locker room with Camilleri. He was nice to me.
Yeah.
Straight business, though. Like, I remember him sitting on the couch and just making and we're all like, who's he talking to?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
making deals.
$4 million on this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. Like, you could have done that outside.
No, but I respect it, too. I mean, I don't know about bringing it inside the dressing room.
I remember him talking in the dressing room.
I got you.
Wow.
But I respect athletes who
of course.
have interest outside of the game.
No doubt.
And have some business savvy.
But if that's the key factor in your...
As to why you keep playing?
Why you keep playing, and that's on your mind more than doing what you need to do on the ice because you're already locked into a big-time contract.
Listen,
I don't know. That could
This guy's played 1,400 games. You get to a point where you've played as many games as he has or as long as he has.
I bet he's been doing this from...
Well, you know what you're getting. This guy is
solid.
He's solid, man.
Yeah, like when they signed him, like
this guy, and not only 1,400 games. Think about all those years he led the league in ice time.
Yeah, no.
Now you're not bringing him in to play 27, 28 minutes, but if he can give you 21,
him and Shea Weber in Nashville back in the day.
Oh, they came in at
Whoa.
the same time. Do you know that Brad
Whoa.
Boyes told me a long time ago, and Boyes played for the Blues.
Love Brad Boyes. Little shout out right there. That's my boy.
Boise.
God, is he
You know,
great.
Boise scored 76 goals in a 2-year span here in St. Louis.
Yes, right in the slot. Yoink, yoink,
Yeah,
yoink.
and then they stopped making his stick. He had this stick that was made by Mission.
Yeah, Mission. Yep.
Yeah, remember Mission would make
Yep.
these sticks?
Yep.
And they stopped making his stick. He was never able to find another stick to duplicate what he had with that Mission stick. And the way the puck came off his stick, like he'd have that one-timer, dude. He was like Stamkos from the left circle. Honestly.
I know. Even in the slot, just like
He led the league. I think he finished either one behind or one above Ovechkin one year in game-winning goals
40?
too.
He had 40,
43.
43. It's a lot.
I remember his agent calling me all pissed off because he didn't make the All-Star team. And like he thought the team was keeping him from making the All-Star team.
It's so funny. I used to make fun of Boise. Love him to death. He was such a good dude.
Great dude.
Great dude. He's still a great guy.
He's kind of a guy that you'd like chirp all the time.
No, he'd laugh at everything you said, and
he
I
would.
love that.
Yeah.
But every time he scored, he'd be like this. Yes. It was never like, God, yeah.
Yeah.
He just be like
No, he was. That's who he was. That's who he is off the ice, though, too.
this. He's so chill,
Yeah.
but laughs at everything you say,
Mhm.
and I love that.
Yeah, he's cool, man. We always got we got to bring
Amazing.
him on one of these
He's my
days.
boy.
He's doing a lot of business too.
Yes, he is. Very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Knows politics.
His
knows all that
parents,
stuff.
his dad was an amazing guy. His dad's name was Bob, and I used to watch games in the box with his family. Like they would like let me sit in the box with the Kolyakovos and the Boys family. They were tight because they played together in
up in
Erie.
Oh yeah, okay.
They
yeah,
played
yeah.
junior together, and they're both from Toronto. So
Yeah, I was gonna say they're Toronto boys.
So I don't know how far back they go, but I'd watch games like in the playoffs, like in their box and everything. And his dad was like a high school principal or a teacher or something. Very academic. Exactly
smart
what you would
family.
think his dad would be like.
Yeah, smart family.
You know,
I liked him a lot. I like
but he loved
Kolyakovo,
talking
too.
hockey too.
I love Carlo too. Carlo, what's up? Little shout out.
So all those guys.
All those guys.
But
man.
Ryan Suter, man, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Welcome to St. Louis.
Hell yeah.
So anything else you want to say? Listen, I'm curious. I want to hear the FBI come out and have their
Yeah.
press
I know.
conference.
There's a lot of questions. That's all.
well, actually, they talked already. I'm sorry. I want the Secret Service to have a press conference.
I need to hear what they have
I
to
want
say.
to hear what Trump has to say. I want to hear how bad his ear was. Did he require 100 stitches, 2 stitches, 3 stitches, plastic surgery?
Yeah.
Like he went home that night, right?
No, he went to New Jersey.
Well, he left the hospital that night. I mean,
Yeah, he was in a country club in Jersey.
no, he didn't stay the night in the hospital.
No.
So when I say he went home that night,
Yeah, okay, but
original reports were that he was going back to the White House. Like he's not going there. Like people reporting like some inaccurate.
I don't know what you
things.
watch, Andy, but it's probably
Cam,
fake news.
when something like this happens, that forces you to sit down and for hours at a time
Yeah.
watch the coverage, you can see who's good and who's not good.
Of course, man.
Some of these news correspondents
Trump
in the
falls out of a
field,
rally and hurts himself.
I didn't see that, but I wasn't
Like
watching
New York Times.
that particular. They said that he fell,
No, CNN actually. The first one was CNN.
but they had
This is
confirmation that he was hit by the bullet, right?
Doesn't matter. They want to skew the narrative, and
No, but they
Do the
do.
thing.
Like we do know that he was hit by the bullet. Yeah,
you knew right when you fucking saw it live.
and then they killed him.
Yeah, they should have killed him before he shot and killed Corey.
Do you think Corey's family can sue the Secret Service?
Probably.
How much money do you think he'll get?
I hope he gets a ton. Hope he gets a ton.
And what are they suing? They can sue him because if
Secret Service. I'm sorry. I know you guys have a tough job, but that looked so disorganized.
guys stand down. He just has a rifle.
That looked exactly.
He just has a rifle.
No,
He's,
let
he's
him-
on the roof.
No, wait. Let him shoot first. He just climbed on the roof, and everybody's pointing and yelling, and he's got a fucking rifle aiming at our
Who the guy with the red hair, the red
former
beard?
president. And you're gonna let him shoot first 4 times or whatever it was, from 450
Did you
away.
see the guy with the red beard?
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
red
yeah.
hair.
Mhm.
He was like the first one on the scene.
Yeah.
Some of these English correspondents are fantastic. The way
The
they do their
Australians.
interviews.
Well, they're chirping hardcore.
Those type of situations are when I want to work in news.
Okay, Andy.
I want to be on the field.
You got a lot of work to do.
To be on the field?
Well, you just got to know what's going on more. You know what I mean? But you
Well,
got 3 kids, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, but that'd be my job to know what's going on.
Yeah. No, I know, and you would.
Like some of the questions I'm hearing in these White
You
House
learn a lot.
briefing rooms are just. What do you think of the lady who does the White House correspondence?
Jean-Pierre, another DEI.
What's a DEI?
What do you think, man? You don't know that by now?
What does it mean?
Diversity, inclusion, equity, inclusion.
Well, what's wrong with her?
Well, it means that straight white guys aren't getting jobs. That means that you have to equal everything out. Like you have to have a certain amount of women,
Yeah, but
certain amount of gays, certain amount of blacks, certain amount of
she shouldn't be allowed to be the...
He's the worst freaking... Are you kidding? Jin Saki was 10 times better than her.
Remember they had the...
Jin Saki, the redhead who was with Obama, was 10 times better than Jean-Pierre. She leaves. Peter Ducey will ask her a question. She'll be like, I'm not answering. And like literally walk off the stage.
Remember
she is the worst hire ever.
Remember the
DEI.
girl who was the daughter, Huckabee?
She was badass. Sarah? God damn right you were badass. Dana Perino was badass too.
I'd like to be the White House.
That'd be really difficult. It's a really difficult
my God.
job.
That's probably one of the hardest jobs.
One of them, yes.
They write books and stuff.
Especially if Biden's
let me,
president.
I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up for you real quick because that will be one of the most iconic images in the history of this country.
Oh, God, yeah. They'll try to bury it.
People are going to be having that picture up in their house,
God,
in their office.
They'll fly the flag out by me.
It'll be in history books for the rest of time.
Oh, yeah. That. They hate him so much, they'll try to bury that so fast.
I think that's changed a little bit, Cam.
They'll try to bury
I'm seeing a lot of the
fast.
African Americans
jumping up and like, you're damn right. You're damn right they are.
Okay, but let me just say this. There is a Secret Service man and a Secret Service woman in the photo. How is their life going to change from being in that photo?
I don't know. I don't really care.
No, I don't do a better job. No, answer the question. They're like famous forever. They can write books.
Are they famous?
The Secret Service, who are on the scene,
the ones that are getting bashed right now. That particular
people want to talk to them.
That particular picture.
Those people aren't getting bashed. See, that's where you and I are differing.
They're all the same, dude.
No,
there's 20 of them. They're all the same.
But
they
did a hell of a job. The people on the ground
until they didn't,
and they got them to the car.
Barely.
Where's my shoes?
It's the most unorganized situation ever. And he's like this.
They're like,
what if there was another sniper?
They're like,
get him down. I don't care what he does. You're in charge now. You are in charge in that particular moment. Everything's off the fucking table. You are in charge as a Secret Service agent to protect him as much as possible. And you let him go like this, although it's great. It's probably great for his presidency.
He did it on his own.
It's great for the American people. You have to protect him. That's your number one thing.
So
all that's off.
Handcuff him?
You hold him down. And you have a better system getting him to the vehicle, the bulletproof vehicle. You have a better way of doing that. His head's popping up. He's doing
even before he got in the car. He turned around.
Jesus, get him down, get him in. You already won the election anyway. It's over. If things don't go crazy and shady shit happens, like you pretty much won. Biden's probably done right now, and you don't need that.
How does Biden overcome this? Honestly,
he died. Trump dies somehow.
Do they feel like they've got to put somebody else in there now, or it's just hopeless?
Oh, he's got to agree to it.
Okay, so anyway,
Dr. Jill has to agree to it, you mean?
And she might.
Dr. Jill.
Dr. J is what I call her.
You did good. You answered all the questions.
All right,
sorry about all the political talk today, but it's a big deal.
Jake DeBrusk is on this edition.
Yeah, he's awesome, by the way. You guys are going to love this.
As our summer series continues.
Although I did chirp his dad a little bit.
You did?
Well, when he signed a contract, I asked if his dad cried.
Oh, yeah, that's not chirping. That's
whatever. Okay.
Louis cool as shit.
He's awesome, man.
Don't be chirping him, dude.
Well, I just said that I chirped him, and you said I didn't.
Don't be
chirping.
Don't be chirping Louis.
You're confusing, man.
Don't be chirping Louis.
Big Louis, what up, baby? You look nothing like Jake, by the way. You guys look nothing alike. Big Louis and Jakey look nothing alike. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He looks nothing like him. You know? Kind of like Ty looks nothing like you. Chloe does.
Ty looks like me. I took him to get lobster bisque. He won't stop asking for lobster bisque.
I know, so you went to like the most expensive restaurant and gave him lobster bisque. Like, go to a fucking cheap place.
They don't have it.
Yeah, they do.
Every place.
They'll have it at a fucking...
Where are you?
They'll have lobster bisque at a diner, dude.
Well, he needs to have the real thing.
Okay. See, that's where you're...
For the first time.
He needs to go to like this bougie-ass place.
Bougie.
And then he takes a picture like, look, Ty wanted... So we go to this real... The thing was probably like $40. You could have gone to a diner and given it to him, man.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
So, it was just Ty and I for that night. So I was like, "What do you want for dinner?" He's like,
Bougie
I want
place.
lobster bisque." Like, dude, he's been
Okay.
asking everywhere we go, "Do you have lobster bisque?" And they're like, "No, I
Go
don't
to a
have
diner,
lobster
man, and
bisque."
spend $10 on it.
They don't have it there.
They do.
You think it's seasonal?
Yes, they do.
Find me a place that has it. Listen, people have been messaging me who has the best lobster bisque since I put that picture.
Yeah, the most expensive restaurant does. Of course it does. But you can go for Ty. He's got a palate of a 6-year-old. Like, you don't need to take him to an expensive place. Take him to a diner.
I mean, it kind of is a diner in reality.
That place was?
Well, it's a restaurant.
$40
No, it wasn't
lobster
40
bisque.
hours.
Oh, is that, what's it called?
Brick Tops.
Brick Tops.
What's the big deal?
It's expensive. I'm just saying.
No, it's not that expensive.
Okay. It's one of the most expensive restaurants around.
It is?
Yeah. You don't even know.
No, I mean,
You don't even
dude.
know. That's the difference. Like, Andy doesn't even know. Like, there's a diner, you can get that for $6. You even know that.
How much do you think it was?
$17?
No.
Okay.
A little less than that, Brian.
Exactly. Just saying. It's all good.
I mean, it is more expensive than it needs to be at that
Daddy,
restaurant.
we're going to Brick Tops. I need that good one. No, son, I could take you to a diner. No, Daddy. I'm going to Brick Tops. Like, you could have just gone to a diner. It's all good.
I'll give Trent Frederick a shout out. We saw him last week too,
Mhm.
and he was great with the kids, man.
Of course he is.
Spending time with the kids.
He got chirped a little bit by Jakey. It was hilarious.
It's funny though.
God, yeah.
Actually, he was chirping Jakey. You think you're going to get booed tonight? He said to him after he asked for a trade.
Well, he is.
Yeah,
It's obvious that you are.
yeah.
You know, if you ask for a trade, it takes a long time. And
You think you'd get upset if you got
for the trade thing,
booed?
yeah. No, because I'm going to expect that.
Mhm.
I'd get upset if I was Jordan Kyrou and you weren't playing well and you get booed every shift and guys are chirping you left and right. I don't know.
Well, that was because he said something.
Yeah. But I would say, yeah, I'd get if you get.
They
booed
were
by-
booing his comments.
I've never been booed
not
by
his
my own
play.
fans.
They weren't booing his play. They were booing his comments.
Yeah,
Jordan Kyrou, hey, all you little fantasy hockey players out there, if you play the fantasy like Cam does,
no, I don't.
he's going to have a monster year. I just feel it. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. That's fine.
And monster for him is
40 goals,
40-something. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll get the
40 to 80 to 90 points.
Yeah.
That's a monster year.
Yeah, it's good.
That's an $8 million year.
Sure. With the cap going up,
It's an $8 million year right there, baby.
Say
You get 80 points. That's an $8 million guy.
say hells yeah.
Yeah.
Say hells yeah.
No. Not doing anything you tell me to do. Just Christ.
God. Cam's all, did you skate this morning?
No, I didn't.
You came in with a bad attitude today.
No, because you were 15 minutes late. I'm sitting here with Maddie, and all of a sudden you come in and you act like, I heard this and that. I'm like, settle down. Like, just calm down. It's
Jeez.
annoying. But it all worked out, man. We had a good discussion.
Mhm.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Hat launch, man. What do you know about hat launch?
so the best in the business right there.
Hat launch is the best. They made this hoodie, actually. Yoink.
Oh, I've been wearing the Yoink hat everywhere.
You
man.
have been. I
Yeah.
saw that. You wore it to the
I
that
went on
diner
a
you went to.
podcast. I wore it. The other night. Saw Jamie Rivers in Cottleville.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful place out there in St. Charles, in Missouri. I just wearing it everywhere. And people
Mm-hmm.
are like, what is this? I talked to a bunch of fans. They're listening right now in Cottleville, man. Right when all this stuff was going
What
on.
are they
with
saying
Trump.
about Trump out there?
Oh, they're, not happy. As long as there's no riots, man. Like, at least there's no riots.
At least there's no
If
riots.
that happened on the other side, I'd say that monuments would be torn down.
I don't know. I feel
Their
like
own businesses
I
would
feel
be
like
burned.
this is going to galvanize the country. It's going to bring us
agree.
together,
I
man.
kind of agree with that.
And I hope it does.
I really do agree.
You know,
with
I
that.
know we fuck around a lot of times and
Don't-
stuff like
and
that.
there's
but
no retaliation,
I
just-
hope this brings everyone
I hope
together.
it does.
I hope it tones down this stupid political infighting that is going on, this childish infighting where they fight with one another, and nobody likes any of them, to be honest
They
with
all
you.
suck.
Okay? They all suck. They're embarrassing to the country, and this is where we're at, man. You got these crazy psychopaths doing stupid shit, and I hope this is a wake-up call and allows everyone to start to get their shit together. You know what I mean?
It's career politicians, man. They got one agenda, dude. They are the
kinda
most
like
selfish
this.
people in the
I've
world.
been learning a lot about these different politicians that are out there too.
They're all
I
shady,
kind of like this one guy who he was very calm, and
His name.
God, I'll think of it. What state he was
Anyway,
from?
Hat Launch. They are the best in the business. You got to check them out, man. They'll make any kind of hat for you. You got a business. You got your kids are playing softball. Your kids are playing baseball. You have a swimming team.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, They will make a hat for you. They'll make a shirt for you. They are the best right out here in St.
The
Louis,
best in
Missouri.
the business.
They are damn good. That's Hat Launch.
Say hi to Danny and Jordan.
Danny and Jordan, you guys are cool. So, man,
Cool
what's
as
up,
shit.
baby?
We're coming out there soon,
Love
man.
you guys.
Looking forward to it. Hey, if you're a business out there, you want a customized hat, no better place to go.
Yeah.
America's #1 source for customized hats is Hat Launch, hatlaunch.com. Some of our listeners have bought hats, man. Send us a picture of your order. We'll send you an autograph puck. How about that?
Damn right. Andy will sign that bad boy in 2 seconds.
Or maybe one of these bad boys from Bench Clearers,
Yeah.
too, man. We got
All
the
these.
Old School Devils here. We got a Blues one there. We got so many teams. Old School Hartford Whalers. They've got American League. They've got NHL. Fully licensed. So, like, listen, a lot of you hockey fans, you want to wear your jersey all the time, but you just can't because it's so damn hot, in the
man.
summertime, man.
These feel really good, dude. On
They
the
do.
boat,
I
on the
wore it to the
dock,
pool the other day.
at a pool party, at anything, man. You support your team. You support your country,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Support a team that no one even knows, and people are like, "What is that? What is that?"
What
It's an American
jersey
League
is
team.
that?
You know, it's different. The emblem looks cool, or whatever. The logo looks cool. You have so many different options, and it's perfect for the summertime. Yard work to rollerblading around your toe dragging cougars in your subdivision, like I'm going to do probably later on today because I didn't skate. I'm going to be wearing one of these bad boys. I love it. That's Bench Clearers. Check that mug
Bench
out.
Clearers, man. Use our promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you 20%. Man.
Or you could use different.
You can use BOGO and buy one, get one for 50% off.
Mhm.
I mean, there's different options, but use the Cam and Strick. If you buy something using the BOGO, will you send it to us so we
Yeah,
know?
just so we know.
But
you know how it is. You
use
got to
the-
track all that stuff.
Use
You
the
guys get it.
Cam and Strick.
But these things are badass, so check it
Promo
out. That's
code.
Bench Clearers. Right
Every
there, baby.
team, dude. Alternate jerseys. Kids love them. They got youth sizes too. And they're going to have a restock as well. So I know some people have sent me messages about a certain team being out of stock or whatever.
Yeah, no, they'll get back
Yeah,
in stock,
yeah,
dude. That's
they'll
the way
get
it
back in
is.
stock.
Just like with First Form,
Yeah.
with all their stuff, which they have a ton of stuff.
Shilly Plastering, dude. Welcome to the team. Tell Marcy and everybody and Ryan, say welcome to
Ryan,
the
what's
team.
up? That's my boy. I love your daddy too, man. He was an awesome coach right there, baby. I like them. Blue collar. They worked our ass off. They're blowing up all over St. Louis.
Everywhere. Third generation family. You know they've been around since 1950.
That's a long time.
It's a long ass
That's a
time.
long
You
time.
know you're doing business right. You've been around since 1950. So Ryan, you keep doing what you're doing.
And you know what? The heat that we have here in St. Louis, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just look out in my backyard. I'm like, I wish I had.
I wish I had a
Oh
pool.
God.
But you know what? They plaster
wish I had a pool.
pools. They do commercial pools, residential pools. They do home plastering too. So check them out. Shilly Plastering, man. They are the absolute best. The only authorized PebbleTech applicator in the Midwest, by the way, which is backed by a 5-year warranty.
5-year warranty.
They're big time, dude. And they know what the hell they're doing. Anybody, any major country, whatever it is, who do they use to come do the plastering for their pools and stuff like that, man? It's Shilly Plastering. So check that out and do it today.
Right on.
firstform.com/Cam and Strick Cam. That is the website. I'm going to have a
Tropic Lightning I
Far
got
right
going right here. I'm jacked up right now. I could pick up Andy and throw his ass around if I wanted to.
anything.
You want to bet?
Well,
Stand up.
We
I
got-
could lift you up like this.
you going to throw me?
I could lift Andy up and like press him over my head. I could. I swear to God, I could. Stop eating that.
Dude,
That's so annoying. That's an annoying. It's an
bar
annoying thing
from
to
First
do.
Form.
It's good, man. I know those bars are good.
Mm-hmm.
They got protein in them and whatnot. But people are listening.
What'd you make this weekend?
I made chicken thighs, skin on, bone in chicken thighs. I swear to God, if you want cheap meat, I know Bidenomics is fantastic, according to Creed 4 Racket Club. I get all that. But if you truly go to the grocery store, everything's expensive as
What's
hell.
Bionomic?
Bidenomics. It's all good. But anyway, you go to the grocery store, eggs are expensive, meat's expensive. But chicken thighs, bone in, skin on, chicken
cheap?
thighs. Dude, I got 12 of them for $7.65 yesterday.
Really?
12, and that will feed a whole
You
family.
sound like an old man. That's what old people talk about.
Well-
how much they spend on the chicken thighs. But it's just fine. But
Andy, you're so out of touch,
No,
dude.
no.
You are.
I think it's
What's wrong
great.
with you?
I think it's great that
I'm
you.
just telling people like that's a cheap.
I know. I know.
It is what it is. But a lot of people are struggling right now. And if you want to feed a family of 5,
Chicken thighs is the way to go.
It's damn good. It's hard to overcook them too, because they taste juicy even if you cook them for a long time. So I'm just throwing it out. there. Sorry about that.
Barbecue.
I know Andy gets free meat from a sponsor and stuff like that, and so do I. But I'm looking out for the real blue collar people out there, man.
Oh yeah.
So I know you could chirp them all you want.
No,
but
look out.
it's all good.
Look out. At First Form, what are you getting nowadays?
What did we do? We just got, so we ordered, I ordered more, the beef and cheddar, beef sticks, the hydration, the collagen, which I've been drinking in my coffee every single morning. Like my nails are growing like a son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
My hair is growing fast. My face looks a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah, from the collagen. Yep, your skin and all that kind of stuff. The micro vitamins and all that stuff.
Microfactor.
The microfactor vitamins. Take those every single morning. I just feel good, man. I get up, I bang out fucking 250 push-ups. I go downstairs and I go whoop blop with a 45-pound plate. Then I sit on my ass. I go whoop blop and I wrestle it around, get my abs going a little bit. I do my stuff or get my biceps going. So I have a ton of energy, man. I really, really do. But that's my routine in the morning. I'll crush one of those electrolytes. Yoink.
Yeah.
I'll put the collagen in my coffee. Blap.
The flavored
And
water, yeah.
And then I'll do the microfactor vitamins. I'll eat those bad boys like blop. And then I'll be like, let's go. And I'll get my routine. I'll do my push-ups and all that stuff. So, and then if I'm hungry right now because we have a long day, I'll have a little beef stick. But I like the beef and cheddar.
Oh, yeah.
The cheddar cheese in that mug. It's
I like,
damn good.
I like
Or the barbecue.
I like the barbecue.
It's damn good. 20 grams of protein makes you horny.
I love barbecue sauce in general.
You're a big barbecue guy.
Well, I've been barbecuing a lot recently.
Oh, God, it's probably really good. I like when people don't eat barbecue and they barbecue for me. It's awesome.
Cam,
Make me a car and never drive it. Hey, Maddie. This fucking guy.
Dude.
But it's all good, man. First Form. Go to firstform.com/Cam-and-Strick, baby. Check it out. Check out all their stuff. They got it all. I got a bunch of new pants and stuff like that, too. I got my dad a couple shirts and stuff. The one First Form shirt that says St. Louis on it, STL. I got my dad.
You got that for him?
Yep.
That's good.
So he likes that. So he's
yeah,
going
firstform.com/Cam-and-Strick.
/Cam-and-Strick, baby.
Yeah.
Check that
Proper
out.
Cannabis, baby.
Right here.
Their new
Get that mind right.
the new location in Kirkwood just opened, man. If you're here in the St. Louis area, they got a bunch of locations like statewide, dude.
Yeah.
They're the number one cannabis dispensary in Missouri, and a lot of the dispensaries that isn't, it's not proper. It could be a different company. They still sell the proper strains.
Yeah, big
They
time.
still, sell the proper products. So check that out. They've got the nighttime,
See you later.
the edibles, the honeybee edibles.
If you can't sleep, you take that night, you'll see.
Yeah.
They'll put you on your ass, but you'll feel good in the morning. It's not like taking NyQuil.
It doesn't put you on your ass. It's like very chill, actually. Very chill.
Anyway, it doesn't make you feel like crap in the morning. Like if you take a Benadryl or NyQuil, this will put you
Or
downtown.
alcohol.
There it is.
Dude.
You're damn right.
Alcohol, man,
Alcohol
is
make
the
you feel like
worst
dog
thing.
shit. The night will put you downtown Chinatown. But when you get up in the morning like this, let's go.
Yep.
What's up? Let's go. What's up?
Mhm.
That's what I want. So yes, it does put you to sleep. Because when you take that kind of stuff, these are people that need to go to bed.
Yeah.
They got shit to do in the morning. They're
Yeah.
working on the construction site. They got to be there by 6 o'clock because the concrete's coming in. They need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Their children are fucking crazy all night. They need to go to bed in a 30-minute span. That will put you to bed. But
Yeah.
once you get up, you'll feel damn good. That concrete comes, you're not going to be banging your fucking thumb with a hammer because you're out of it because you've been drinking all night trying to get to sleep. This will help you. Proper cannabis, night.
Yeah. Night.
Night.
They got everything, though, man. And if you're dealing with pain, any type of illness and stuff like that, they've got stuff for nausea, make you feel good. And if you just want to have a good time and just relax, man, they've got stuff for you there, too. So Proper Cannabis. Great people, man. Craig and everybody over there, man. Awesome. JP. Love talking about Proper Cannabis. Welcome to the show. Cam-and-Strick 20. That's the promo code.
Cam-and-Strick 20. Check that out.
Cam-and-Strick 20. Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging decks, none of that shit. Nope. None. But they got great vehicles
Great
right there
vehicles.
in Troy, Missouri.
Where?
Troy, Missouri. It's not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. You'll see where it's at. But they got a ton of different vehicles, man. I like those GMC Denali trucks, 4-door. They're beautiful. The Buick Enclaves, they're relatively cheap. They drive like a Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Jeeps. If you want to be a Jeep guy and have the rubber duckies, they got all that stuff. They got the Jeep.
What does the rubber duckies mean?
Don't know. Very bizarre thing that they
I
put
saw
a rubber ducky.
Ty
on.
was pointing that out.
Oh,
to me.
yeah. I don't care about it. But those Jeep Gladiators are badass, man. They're totally cool. Go off-roading with those things. You can go camping.
Mm-hmm.
They're strong enough to pull a trailer if you need to or whatnot.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool.
Stop being so aggressive in this episode. You're just being very angry today.
Angry?
Yeah.
You're annoying sometimes.
Oh God.
It's hard to have a conversation with you.
We had
I
a
bring up like...
we had a great conversation.
That's fine, but then you get annoying because like I bring up chicken thighs. You're like, you're an old man. No, I'm talking to the blue collar.
Well, this is something like my old neighbor, the guy who lives on the other side of Praveen. He would stop me to tell me about like his trip to the grocery store, which is all good, man. You know?
Yeah.
There's two things that no, the guy on the other side of Bruin. There's two things that elderly people like to talk about. What are they?
And you actually politics.
No, and you actually talk about it quite often.
Food and weather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Groceries. It's not food. It's grocery store shopping. Grocery shopping and weather.
Well, we're just throwing that out.
It's nothing wrong.
Oh, good.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
great. You just let people know how cheap, the chicken thighs are.
They're cheap. They're damn good.
Hell yeah.
They're damn good.
But
you don't eat chicken.
Oh, I'll eat the hell out of
yeah.
chicken.
Big time.
Buttered chicken.
Yeah, you can put butter on the skin.
Yes, you
Get
can.
Skin, you put it on 500 degrees. That skin crisps up.
Do you have an air fryer?
Yeah.
What do you make in your air fryer?
Rice to...
No, you're not making rice in the air fryer. That you're thinking of something else. You're thinking like a pressure cooker. Or a rice cooker. You're not making rice in an air fryer.
I think you can.
No.
Well, Katie can't. I don't know. Kate cooks all kinds of stuff in that thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can
throw anything.
You can do anything.
You can do just like toasted ravioli or whatever. Just throw
now you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you. But
I love this air fryer. You put some of those chicken thighs. What I'm saying is,
you can do that
in an air fryer.
I just put it in the oven.
You can do that.
But
you're not barbecuing.
Not yesterday.
Too hot.
Oh God, I'll sweat over everything. I like my perfect barbecue weather is 50 degrees. A little bit of a breeze.
Oh yeah,
that's the best.
October, November.
Oh God, I love.
You got
October.
a fire going.
Yes, it's cold enough to where it's cold enough outside.
Yes,
50 to 55 degrees during the day. Sun's coming down.
Can we agree with that?
Yes, and the wind's
Can you be on the same page?
Those leaves are falling.
I already had Peelsy bullying me, and now you're doing it.
I do because you say stupid things. Peelsy, you weren't doing anything dumb. He was just trying to get something out of you. I don't do that. I don't film you.
He was trying to be you.
I know he's trying to be me.
I think so.
You're not allowed to be me.
No,
Peelsy. You're not allowed to chirp Andy unless you go through me. Now I think about it. I got to give the approval. I chirp Andy. No one else. I stick up for Andy more than anybody else in this city too. Just so you know. I do. So you know. Chirp you here. Because you try to get me on little things and stuff, and I just got to be like, well, okay. Mm-hmm. And I got to put you in your place, and that's fine. Yeah. You put me in my place, too.
Yes, I do.
I said something the other day, I was born and raised in Lake Ozarks. Like, no, you weren't. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah, no, you weren't.
You're right.
You were not.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So my family's all over me about going to a lake house.
We're not done with the sponsors yet.
I know, but they're all over me about going to a lake house.
Oh, God. Then go to a lake house, Sandy. Like, is that a problem? Do you think all these people out here that are grinding every day want to hear you talk about, now you got to go to a lake house? Like, it's just like, I know. Go to one. But didn't you just go through 50 different you were in Vancouver, you're in Chicago, she was in fucking Columbus, blah, 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 blah.
Who was in Columbus?
Wasn't Lori in Columbus?
A long time ago for soccer.
But it's just every week or somewhere. Now you got to go to a lake house. How about you chill at your house?
That's what I'm saying.
You have a beautiful backyard.
That's what I'm saying.
Why don't you chill in your backyard and make a slipping slide?
Jose's missing. Jose hasn't cut the grass in like 2 weeks, dude.
Well, what about Hector?
Well, Hector's been my old guy. I'm going to have to call him back.
I have to call Hector back. But why don't you put a slipping slide in your backyard? Why don't you put like a little cheap pool back there?
Oh,
and just jump in that damn thing. Hell yeah. You got a good sun coming down.
That's probably a good idea.
I know. A little slip and slide.
It kills your grass,
with the things that pop like
it kills your grass.
It kills your grass, Andy.
Yeah. I've had one of those big blow up
pool
things.
Will kill your grass.
Yeah.
Trampoline will kill your grass.
All right, so check out Bellman and Bellman.com. Say hi to Danny, boy.
Danny, I love you. Dale, goddamn boy. Kenny, what's up, baby? Let's go.
Actually, I got to pass some stuff along from Bellman because these guys are the absolute best. They just sent me some stuff.
Get organized.
Summer heat is here, Cam. It's time to make sure you're driving a vehicle that's up for it. You know that?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So, huge selection of hard-working trucks, luxurious and rock-crawling SUVs, and MPG crossovers. We know that. Ram and GMC trucks, personal all the way up to commercial, Cam. They got commercial trucks, too.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, you didn't know that. Legendary Jeep Grand Cherokees and Wranglers.
Those are
family haulers like Buick Enclave and GMC Acadia. They got the crossovers like Buick Encore GX and Jeep Renegade.
They got it all, baby.
All new models like the stylish Buick Envision and sporty Dodge Hornet. Bellman.com, BehlMann.com. All right, Jake DeBrusk, man. Now a member of the Vancouver Canucks. Say what's up to Vancouver. Everybody up there in BC.
Yeah,
I was just out there. We can talk about our experience being out there in British Columbia at the North Shore Winter Club and everything else. But But you should be happy you got this guy, dude.
Yeah, Jake, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, damn good player.
Great conversation,
He's good
too.
in the playoffs, too.
Enjoy it.
See you guys.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
Thanks for doing this, man. I know it's been a whirlwind, but like the timing obviously is good to get you on too, man. So congrats on your deal and everything you have going on, dude. I mean, what's it like, Ben? We just have conversation. We just roll just like this anyway, man. So we just talk. But what's it been like for you the last couple of days, though? Like after you signed the deal, leading up to signing the deal, is it stressful? Is it fun? Like how would you characterize it?
I'd say it's more stressful. I was pretty calm about it. I think Vancouver reached out and I knew that they were pretty much the front runners going into free agency. So the night before, I actually felt pretty calm, but you get a little nervousness. But honestly, after the fact, it was stressful. I think after that, it was like there was just so many messages and lots of people with support and just keep calling people and figuring it all out and trying to reply to messages and stuff. I think that was for me. I'm not very good on my phone, and that was a little stressful. So I tried to reach out to everybody back, but when it first started out, I guess at the end of the year, that's when you really start thinking about it on that side of things, and you're walking into the unknown. So it was pretty intense. But like I said, I slept pretty good the night before, and then I think it was around 8 a.m. I felt like it was Christmas almost, and at the same time, it was. You never know if anything's going to change, or it's a lot of unknown. So I'm happy it worked out that way.
Hey, but just to be clear, you didn't know till 1 o'clock Eastern, though, right? It wasn't done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Yeah, it wasn't done for 1 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah.
We want to make sure.
Is it weird though when you know you're going to sign a good ticket, man, and there's a lot involved? Are you stressed out in a way to where you're like, man, what if I slip and fall and I roll my fucking ankle and they find out about it and all this shit just collapse? Like, does your brain work that way, or is it just like, let's just get this done?
Well, a little bit before. I mean, just kind of training and things like that. You don't really want to do anything too crazy. But at the same time, I mean, I think when you think those things, they can happen to you. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty free flow in all honesty and just general. But there's definitely a lot of things that you think about when it gets down kind of to the wire as to what could go wrong. And anytime you're in that position, I feel like it's a lucky position. But, it was one of those things where it was a sense of relief when it was all done with, that's for sure.
So listen, when they sign you to a big deal like that, are they like, okay, Jake, you got to come in, we got to examine you, we got to
naked,
we got to give you a physical to make sure like you're all good and healthy, or do they just say sign it? Like how does that work?
Yeah, well, I guess that's after you sign the fact, and I think maybe some teams are different. I don't know. I've only been with Boston before, so this is my first kind of go around. I didn't know if I would have to go in, obviously, like you said, to do physicals and stuff, but kind of checked in with their trainers a little bit and just kind of told them I'm all good and healthy, and I'm going to try to get down there fairly soon to look at places and just to see the city and stuff like that. And I think I'll probably do something like that around that time, but I'm 100% ready to go, so they don't have to worry about anything.
Oh yeah. You're like, guys, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Take my word for it.
We're all good. Where do I sign?
Yeah, I think we're excited, right? If anything, I got more energy, so feeling good these days.
Who do you call? Like, and listen, before I even ask you that, were there other teams like in the mix? Are you like negotiating off of other teams? Like, are they all calling you and like players from different teams being like, Jake,
Get here.
I think you'll be on our first power play. You should come play here. You should come. Like are different guys calling you or what?
Not really, honestly. No, I didn't have too many guys call me. I had a couple guys kind of reach out, but nothing in terms of power play and things like that. But there was a lot of offers. There was a lot of offers from different kind of varying when it comes to years and AAV, I guess. So there's a lot of things. And I wanted to hear them all out. It was my first free agency, and they were good offers. Some of them were getting kind of close to what I wanted, but in saying that, Vancouver hit everything on the head. So it was kind of hard to compete with that deal. And even if so, I was really feeling strong. My gut was telling me Vancouver. And, it was one of those things where you kind of try to weigh everything. You don't want to corner yourself, but I am very grateful that it worked out this way. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, man, I love watching you in Boston. I mean, in the playoffs, you showed up. You got a ton of playoff experience. Like, they need that over there. Not to mention in Vancouver, man, they got some skilled players. You're going to play with a lot of skilled players. And I don't know, man. I think you're in a great spot.
Yeah, thank you. I do too. I mean, obviously, knock on wood, but that's the main thing I was kind of looking at with their team is they obviously took a huge step last year in terms of the playoffs. They lost in Game 7 to Edmonton. Who knows if that goes differently? But as you said, I've had lots of playoff experience, and there's not really too much value in thinking of what could have been or what can happen. I think it's just, I have a great opportunity to play with some really good players on a good team, and close to home. So it just one of those things where it felt like it was just a good fit, and hopefully I can come in and do what I can do best.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, man. Hey, did your dad ever fight Tocchet?
He did, actually. I just saw this. Someone just sent this to me a couple days ago. I think my dad was a little, I guess, younger, and then Talk was on Pittsburgh. So my dad was on Edmonton, and Talk was on Pittsburgh at the time, and Talk actually got pretty good lead on him, and then my dad kind of came back. So I didn't actually know that. I never was told that, but I got sent that video, and I was kind of laughing to myself. I was like, that's kind of ironic.
Did he cry when you got the contract?
I don't know, actually. I wasn't actually around with them, like I said.
Don't tell him I said that.
Don't tell him.
Yeah.
Hey, I would have cried, man.
We're gonna get his ass on too. Big Louie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. No, he after I gave him a lot of chirps for him crying my first goal, I don't think I should ever say it to him again. Maybe he was close one time to giving it back to me, so I know not to step in those waters.
Everybody cries, man. My mom and dad cried too. They cried when I had a good shift. Trust me.
They're like, Cam's on the ice. Stop
Cam's
crying.
cry. So it's
Cam's
all
in
good.
the lineup tonight, guys.
Yes.
And they start crying about it.
Yeah, so it's all good.
We love Louis, man.
Yeah, damn
and
right.
that's real emotion. Like, and I get it. Like from a hockey dad standpoint, like was he the guy? Like, was he coaching you on the way up? Was he was he yelling at you in the car after games? Like, what kind of hockey dad was he?
He was really patient, honestly. The only time he ever really got, I guess, angry or yelled at me was when I really was just with effort. If I wasn't really trying as hard as I could, that's the only thing he really harped on.
Yeah.
Growing up, he didn't care if I scored or necessarily points and things like that. I think it got a little more intense, when it came around the draft year and things like that. But even still then, I think the biggest thing that I remember him preaching was just effort. It was just, if my effort was there, he had no issues. More so my mom. My mom was one who was screaming skate and things like that. She was the crazy hockey mom. She still does it. I give her rules when she comes to watch my games now, because it's she was the one I didn't want to drive home with, funny enough, actually.
So she's loud, and so she's the loud one in the stands, telling you to skate. Does she yell at the other players too? And you're like, oh God.
Does she get tossed? Does she get tossed out of rinks? I saw my kid was in a tournament. Parents are getting tossed out of the rink. In Canada, they don't play. We were in Canada, and the refs, they've got no rope whatsoever.
No
you
patience.
say one thing to them, they're like, okay, you're out. Then the wife yelled at him, you're out too.
Yeah, no, they have to nowadays. There's some bad parents. I wouldn't say not necessarily bad parents, but bad hockey parents. I should say, clear that up, I guess. But there's some. I went and saw a game. This was 2 years ago. I think it was 8-year-olds, Timbits or something, or just really young. And people were just heckling each other in the stands. And I was getting ready to skate in the other ice. So I was like, oh my God. My mom wasn't necessarily that level. She more so was just yelling at me to skate.
Would she give it to the coach? You need to play him more.
Oh God.
He needs to be on the ice more.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. No, I bet you she wanted to, though, a couple times, especially when growing up, because I wasn't necessarily the best player growing up. So there's definitely I got cut a lot, and there's different things that kind of happen where I know she'd want to, but my dad usually drained her.
Hey, when you were growing up, young, and you're Louis' son, did everybody think hey, this guy's gonna go out there and start fighting and hitting and stuff like that? And you're just like, no,
don't poke the bear.
I'm gonna toe drag you and score 4 tonight. But were people thinking that because of the last name when you were young?
Honestly, I was really small when I was young. I was a late bloomer, so I didn't get that much. I think the last name comes with it. But growing up, I wasn't, I didn't look like a DeBrusk, to be honest with you, at the beginning. I was the shortest guy on the team by a wide margin, probably going up to Bantam. And then when I kind of hit my growth spurt, it was actually in the Dub. One of my first games against Tri-City, I remember I got asked by this big guy, and I was like, no. And I looked at him, I was like, no. And he was like, well, what's up with the last name? And I was like, dude, that guy. I was like, you're 6'5". I haven't fought yet. I'm gonna fight someone around my weight range before I fight you.
You're like, I don't even know Louis.
Yeah.
You don't play the fourth line at 16. I was just scared out there. I was like, yeah, no, nobody, no. And he was like, oh, I thought you were DeBrusk. And I was like, I actually am. Sorry.
I'm going to score on you.
I'm not afraid to throw him down. I'm not afraid at all. That's the one thing I guess comes with my dad is I haven't fought in a while. I had some minor concussions when I first kind of started out, just with different things. So I kind of laid off of that actually, just in general. But I'm not afraid to fight anybody. It's more so just the fact that I was just trying to get some ice time, and yeah, it was one of those things where it's in the blood, that's for sure. But I'll never be able to beat up my old man. So that's something you'll always have on me.
Dakota Joshua could do that stuff, man.
You worry
You're gonna be
about
playing with
scoring
Pedersen.
goals,
Yeah,
man.
dude. You and Pedersen do your thing.
We don't need you fighting.
No, man.
Need you on the
We
ice.
need you on the ice at all
Weren't you
times.
like 5'2" though? When you're that's kind of crazy to me. Like, when did you have your growth spurt, and how much did you grow like in your big major spurt that you had?
Yeah, I think I was listed at 5'3", 120 pounds, 15. My first ever Swift Current camp. I might be wrong on a couple of those things, but right around there. But I think it was 5'3". Yeah, I was really small. And what happened was I broke my hand. I broke my boxer's fracture in my left hand, and I had no growth spurts where there was any pain or anything, but I just kind of kept growing until I was still growing when I was 18, 19 area. So I was just a late bloomer. I had these big feet, and everyone was telling me I was going to grow and look like my dad, who looks like a fridge, and I'm just this little squirt out there. But it kind of gives advantages too, because you have to learn how to play the game at such a disadvantage. You have to learn how to win battles against everybody that's taller than you. Usually stronger. So it kind of, it was tough growing up in some ways, but in other ways, I think it helped me actually become the player I am today.
Didn't your dad like doctor your height like prior to your Swift Currents camp or something? Like I've seen. Listen, I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus. I've seen other like NHL dads like go in, like they have like a scouts room when you go to these tournaments and whatever, where they have a stat sheet, and I've seen dads like change the stats of like certain kids, maybe their own kid. So,
Of course.
So how did he do it? Like where did he change your height and weight and all that?
I think that like you just got to fill it out at the beginning of the year. I obviously don't know this. I didn't even know he did this until I knew more about what was going on. But
Yeah,
I think I was listed at like 5'5", 140. Like that was being generous. Like that was being generous. So like it was bad, man. I didn't have much. Honestly, at that point, I would have done the same thing. Just get at least a 5'5", make it look respectable.
Hell yeah.
I think I was around that by the end, but I don't know, because I think my first camp, I remember I was the shortest person ever at that time. And then I got a text that someone beat it another year. But yeah, it's funny how things work out. They're kind of counting on me to grow. I was a 7th round draft pick, so they're kind of counting on me to do exactly what happened, I guess.
You're listed as 6'1" though now, right? I mean, so when did you like grow? I mean, because you got great size now, man. I mean, you look like you're a big player. So when did you have your growth spurt?
Yeah, my growth spurt was probably honestly from that year out. So like I said, I broke my hand. I kind of like just remember just kind of like recovering, obviously. And I remember it was during that season when I wasn't playing that I just kind of started catching guys. I just started slowly catching guys. One of my good buddies from back home, we used to race to see you can get to like 100 pounds, 120 pounds, 130 pounds. Like we were eating anything to get to this. And then I started kind of crushing them on that. So it was one of those things where it just was a matter of honestly over time. So I'd probably say from 15 to 17, I just kept growing. I felt like I was growing every day. I was sleeping a lot. I was exhausted, but I never had any growing pains. I never had any actual spikes, I would say. I think it was just a gradual, just uphill after that, which is nice in the sense. But it was really rewarding catching people. I will say was really
nice. Was your dad just like cooking you fat ass steaks every day? Like, eat this, boy, eat this.
Hey, you're not.
My dad did it.
The work shakes. So he'd make these protein shakes. He'd have cabbage in them. This thing called mutant math. This guy was looking for any way to get me to get taller, and it was just disgusting. Nothing against mutant maths, but it was just what he put in there was just brutal. He put the most random things in there just to joke around with me. So it actually turned me away from having protein shakes because it was so bad. It was like he's like, this is old school, like it's like chalk pretty much. And nowadays everything tastes like a candy bar. But it was one of those things where it was just we just took our time with it. I think we knew it was going to happen. I didn't know. I was the one who didn't believe. Everyone else believed around me.
Well, your dad tells everyone you're 6'3" anyway. Now, so.
250.
Well, they will never get me 6'2". They will never get me 6'2". I'm right underneath 6'2". That is confirmed. I've tried every year to get to 6'2". I've like done everything. We're like socks. They will not give me 6'2". So I'm 6'1 3/4. I guess that is legit.
That's because they don't give you the Canadian exchange. You'll get 6'2" now in Canada.
Yeah. Maybe 6'3".
I love it.
See, how was it though? walking in that locker room in Boston, you got some big boys in there. You got Big Z cruising around. Like, what was the first thing when you saw Big Z in the locker room? Were you like, oh my God, what is this thing?
Yes. So I was like, I'm gonna have to compete against players like that. Like obviously Z, his size is his size just in general, but super calm demeanor, like such a nice guy, and I love Z. But at the beginning, you're intimidated. You are straight up intimidated. You got Bergeron, you got Marshy doing bike sprints. You just kind of get in the fix of everything. You just got drafted. You're excited, and then you realize that's what you got to kind of become. You got to be around that level of intensity, so forth, right? But seeing Z for the first time, I remember the first time I saw him on the ice was even more intimidating. We had a one-on-one, and I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how to attack this guy right now. It's like I've never seen anything like that at that time. But you get used to it as time goes on. There's a story, actually. It was my first practice with him. We were just doing the normal drill. You shoot, the defenseman gets a puck, and you kind of go in front to tip it. And Z wound up take a slap shot, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my, have not seen. I know his shot, obviously, as we all know, but I didn't know how hard he could shoot it. So I kind of leaned off to the net a little bit just so I can kind of feel it out. And so he takes a flap shot. Not he didn't go full tilt on it, but he comes up to me in the line and goes, "Hey, after practice, like I'm gonna take you. Stay out." I was like, "Okay." And he goes to me after practice, and he always calls me Louis. Still to this day, he calls me Louis. He goes, "Lou, down in front," and he brought out like 15 pucks and started bombing shots. And he told me to stay there, and I was like staying there, and I got a couple pieces of a couple and stuff. But I was like, oh my God, and he started laughing at me at the end. But that just goes to show what kind of guy he is, just even in training camp practice. Just and I was like, dude, I was scared, man. I was like, I can't read your shots. Like, I was like, goalies must be freaking out. But at the same point, it taught me kind of a good lesson there to, you got to go head first into everything, honestly. And usually that's how you get through it.
Yeah, and I
Right.
love hearing that. Like,
Damn right.
like guys like Brett Hall and Keith Kachuk, and Kachuk specifically, like who kind of made a living in front of the net. Like, and they had Al McInnes up top, who could just fire away. But they always knew that he had such control of his shot that they were never worried about getting hit. Like, was it the same way with Charlie? Like, do you feel like he could put it where he wanted it, or was it like kind of like we're not really sure where this is going, man? This may hit me in the head here.
I think he had pretty good aim, thank God, or else I probably wouldn't be standing here to tell a tale. But you don't know with guys. You don't know with guys. Like when you don't know guys on the ice, and like you obviously believe in them. Like it's not like that, and especially first time. But first time you see a 6'7" guy come with a slap shot that is 120 miles per hour, it stuns you a little bit. You don't know where to stand, But over time, it was one of those things where I got used to it after that practice. That's for sure. I wasn't scared of standing in front of a shot. Sometimes it went a little haywire, but all of ours does.
Like Marchand, when you see him for the first time, is he just like walking around the locker room, kind of chirping guys here and there, doing his thing? Maybe chirp the coach a little bit because he knows he wants to show off that he runs the show. Kind of like, how is he?
Yeah, I would say he does have really good chirps. I mean, I think the first time that I kind of saw him, he was just mid workout. Like he was just mid workout, and he just like his face is red, and he just looks like he's just done like 5,000 bike sprints, and it's just like you said, he kind of has a certain aura about him. Obviously, it's been well documented and well talked about. But coming in as a young guy, I'm like, it's one of those things where that's what you want to become is that level of intensity and things like that. And he's done that. He's been the same way ever since. That's one thing I always respect about Mark. He's been consistent with that. But as time goes on, he usually is chirping, yes, as it goes on. Usually kind of at the beginning of training camps, it's kind of intense, and as the season goes on, obviously, it's guys are kind of chirping back and forth at him. Some guys are scared to chirp him though because he's got really good comebacks, so he kind of weathers it out. But he's hilarious, and I think just the biggest thing I remember just seeing him, first thing I thought of it is intensity. I was like, geez, this guy's intense. It was a little scary and not scary. I feel like I said scared like 10 times today. It was just a little eye-opening, I guess.
No, it is
Was
scary.
he like, get me the puck,
scary,
Jake,
dude.
I'm open.
It's intimidating as shit.
You
All
don't
that.
see me?
It's just intimidating. It's just intimidating, especially your first time coming in, trying to impress, right? You want to impress everybody, especially when someone's going like that. You're like, okay, I want to get in his good books as soon as possible, or else this could be a long tenure,
Is Bergeron the opposite? Like where he's super calm? Like is he the guy that says, will he take you under your wing? Like are you guys hanging out away from the rink as well? Like does he have guys over to the house? You guys going to dinner together? Like I always felt like it was a real tight group, man, when he was there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was. And, he'd have Super Bowl parties at his place and things like that, like kind of team events where the wives and everybody would be there. And, he's got like a really nice house, obviously, but he's kind of got like a drawer where he's got all his stuff. And it's pretty cool to see for the first time. He's got like arcade games and stuff down there. Really fun house. Missed that house last year, that's for sure. But I think he's, definitely not necessarily calmer. I think he's very obviously at that point when I met him, he was very in tune with what he needed to do and how he needed to get better. And he just didn't stick away from it. He just did everything that he needed to do to be prepared for whatever assignment was ready. And but yeah, definitely calmer. He'd always come say hi, and just he's a really good person. He still reached out this year to lots of guys, including myself, and would come around the rink. And every time I was like, I knew it, you're coming back for one more season. But he looks like he's enjoying it, and it's one of those things where he was just such a good guy. Like, if you ever ask anybody about Bergie, it's always how good of a guy he is, because it's things that he does away from the rink, where it's reaching out. He doesn't necessarily call guys, but he's really good at telling when you kind of need like a, hey, like, how's life? How's things going? And like, it's one of those things where you know what you're actually talking about without even talking about it. It's kind of funny. At least that was like good for me.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, what do you take with you now to Vancouver that you think you learn the most, like from playing with all these guys?
Yeah.
I mean, you played with so many different like legendary players, guys who are going to end up in the Hall of Fame before it's all said and done. So how does that like kind of create that foundation for you that you can take with you to Vancouver?
Yeah, I think that, spending so much time with those guys, and even just in different years, different guys coming in like David Backus, we've had lots of veterans come through my reign, or not reign, my career, where you just try to take pieces from guys. I'm not going to change who I am. I think that there's things that you can adjust, but I'm just going to be, what I'm bringing to the team is just exactly that foundation that I've been around for, 8 years. I've been every single day seeing that. And I think, in life, when you're around people that are striving for something, to have success or to highly motivated, you just kind of get in the same group. You just kind of get in the same kind of routines and things. But I think there's lots of different things that you can take from guys. And in terms of a long season, it's 82 games or playoffs in general, there's different ways you can kind of, learn and have experiences. And I have had experience. So it's one of those things where I hope I can just, take as much of that from them. I'm not going to say I'm going to be a Patrice Bergeron or Brad Marchand or Zdeno Chara, but, I think it's the things that they've laid down and they, emphasized every single day is something that's helped me continue to be a good pro and a better person.
When Bax is such a good guy, and Andy and I know him very well, but was he like, when you met, he was like, hey, Jake, here, I need to talk to you.
Here's a dog.
Can you adopt this one-eyed cat?
With 3 feet,
19
legs.
That's 19 years old?
Yeah.
No, he actually never wanted me to have one of those dogs. He was worried about the dogs. Yeah. If I had one at the time when I was a little younger at the time. So he was like, no, you're not allowed to have one of these adopted dogs, stuff like that.
No shit, man. You're too young.
Yeah, but he did bring lots of swag and made sure I wore it for every picture, I think. That's
oh, yeah. Dude, I remember it was a game day, and my dog was missing. Remember I told you the story, and like I didn't know who to call, so I called David. I'm like, dude, my dog's missing.
On a game day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know. And they sent out an Amber Alert and everything. They found the dog for me.
He neglected it.
It was like a miracle. Well, she was senile, man. She was a little older at the time. She was almost 15.
Bax.
And she was like, just kind of like wandered off. Dude, that was so weird with Bax, though. Like, they like this, like, kicked him to the curb, man. They wouldn't even let him come to the rink and practice. Like, were you guys like, what is going on here? They don't even let this guy come to the rink and practice when he, basically stopped playing for you guys.
Yeah, well, he got traded, right? He got traded to Anaheim at that point.
Yeah,
he still come to the rink and things when that kind of happened. But yeah, that was kind of one of my first ever experiences of the business side of hockey. Just seeing one of your friends and. It's a weird vibe. Guys are talking about it, and it's business and checking up with them and things. But then you got traded to Anaheim, and then I haven't seen him since. It's one of those things where that's the one thing about this game is you always feel like you're going to be together for a longer period of time than you actually are. It goes by fast, but definitely not a great situation. Not something I want to see my friend go through. Just in general, nobody did. But at the same time, I was told business is business, and I didn't even know that was possible, but things happen, I guess, in this league. And that was my first kind of rodeo kind of that, which was unfortunate for Bax, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be all right. Hey,
Yeah,
so
he will be. Yeah,
he'll be fine. He's okay.
Pretty good career, man. Pretty good career.
Yeah.
He's okay.
But you had so many playoff experiences. Like, against the Maple Leafs, I mean, you guys just tortured them. And I know you've had some, mix-ups with Kadri and whatnot, but as far as playing the Leafs, like, would you guys, when you played them, were you guys just very confident going in and like, hey, the pressure's on them? Like, what was the mindset going in playing these guys? It seems like every single year in the playoffs, like, what was the mindset? What were people talking about in the locker room going into these series?
Yeah, I think especially after the first series, the first series I think it was in 2018. We saw them back to back years, and anytime you beat a team in the playoffs and you see them the year after, it gives you confidence going in, but also with the understanding that that team also lost to you. They're going to make a couple adjustments, and they're going to want to win just as bad. So it just gets more intense, right? That's when all that stuff kind of happens, and that's the best part about playoffs and hockey is when you have rivalries. As a fan, I love that, and as a player, it's even better to play it. And then, as time progresses, it's one of those things where you can say we have confidence, but every single year it goes to 7. So you have a chance to lose it, and there's been different routes of that happening. You try to go back on previous years, but every series has been different. Especially this last year. Last year there was a lot of difference. We haven't seen them in a couple of years, obviously, and there was a lot of different changeover for both teams. So it was definitely a little more of a newer vibe, at least for me coming in. But at the same time, it's never a dull moment. It's always going 7. So it's one of those things where it wasn't necessarily pretty this last year for the team, but we got through them, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I find those series really fun,
Yeah.
especially when like the top players are usually stay the same, but the supporting cast have changed. But it was definitely different. I guess the third time playing against them in the first two, because the first two was pretty identical teams. There was just a couple little moves here and there. Whereas the last year we played against them, they're obviously just a different animal. There's different types of players, different. You don't have different rivalries. There's different guys that are things are going on. So it makes it more fun, and what's better than 2 original 16 teams going at it.
It's got to feel good to beat Toronto, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're in the locker room, you're with your team, and that's all everyone talks about is Toronto. It's like Toronto. Can they do this? It's like, and you guys, it's just got to feel good, man, that you have their number and that you guys kept beating them in these series, though, too, man. You guys kind of got to laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah, it's one of those things where JVR was actually on the other side of it for once. That's what we're kind of with that. But yeah, I always feel like Game 7s are a coin toss. You never know, but it definitely does give you a good sense of anytime you win a series, it's always the best feeling. But after making it to the finals in 19, it kind of I don't know what the word is, kind of numbs that feeling. You feel good for about 10 seconds. You got next task. You're or like a night, and then you're going to your next objective, right? And that series, as time goes on, it just gets harder and harder. But the first round is a gauntlet. The first round is always, I think it might be the hardest, if not the finals, because it's just there's so much stuff that can go on. Like it's just everyone's fresh, everyone's healthy. It's usually just a battle, right? So, but it does feel good in the room, obviously, winning a series. And yeah, I do like beating the Leafs. It's been fun.
How did you guys handle the loss to Florida the year before, man? Like being up in the series and then having them come back and beat you guys. What happened, do you think, in that series that allowed Florida to come back? And how long does that stay with you when you lose that series?
Yeah, I mean it's tough, obviously, and with just everyone departing, Correction and Bergie, we lost 7 guys from that season. It's tough. It takes a couple weeks for sure. Obviously, seeing them go on the run they went on to, it almost stings more. But in saying that, I think during that series, I think honestly, like if you play that series 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, I think that's the one way they would have been able to beat us. And it's one of those things where you got to give. Looking back at it now, you got to give them tons of credit. They're obviously a very good team. Now everybody knows about them. They obviously just won the Stanley Cup, well deserved. But they're a wagon. They're an undercover wagon coming in as an 8 seed. And we knew that if Bobrovsky was playing well, this isn't a normal 8 seed. This isn't an easy matchup. This could be like a semifinal matchup or second or third round. But you can look back at hypotheticals. It's a game of balances, man. It's a game of balances, and it seemed like they were going our way at the beginning, and then they were going their way at the end. And losing in overtime was tough. It was tough being in the room after. It always is, but I don't think anything competes with 2019. For me personally, I don't think when Stanley Cup's on the ice and it's not yours. That's for me. Everything else is a little bit lower than that, no matter what. But emotionally, it is. But it takes time, and I've been in the playoffs every year of my life, going from when I was younger, and it's one of those things where it just stings more. It's just one of those things where just like you get sick and tired of losing, you want to win even more going into the next season. And then we had a chance this year obviously with them, and they got the better of us again, and it always hurts, man. It stings. It's the same thing probably you could say to the Leafs guys whenever they play against us. Just it stings. It's not saying that Florida really has numbers or anything, but it's 2 years in a row we've lost them now, so it kind of it doesn't get in your head, but after the fact, you're sick and tired of losing. That's what it comes down to.
Well, you don't play for them anymore, so it's all good. You're going to
Yeah, I
Vancouver.
guess,
You know what I mean?
And they're going to win one eventually.
No doubt about it. I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. For all you Canadians out there, man, I truly
What do you think about playing in a Canadian city now?
Yeah.
Are you up for that? You ready for that
You
now,
ready?
Jake?
Yeah, it's a different animal, eh? Yeah, no, I'm excited for it, man. I mean, I feel like in Boston, the fans there are unbelievable. Original Six are a different animal themselves. I felt like they're Canadian-esque in some ways. Obviously, I think for myself, I was a pretty polarizing player in Boston, and I felt like there was different times there was a lot of heat. So I felt some pretty big heat before my career. That gives me good preparation going into Vancouver, but at the same time, I think it's like with any other team. If you just give your all and your effort and execute when you can, I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to be asked of me that I can't do in that sense of the word. But I'm excited for it. I know what playoffs are like in Canada, and that's the best part right there. I'm Canadian, and obviously from Edmonton, it's a different animal over there too. But I'm excited to hear that crowd go. That's kind of why one of the main reasons why I joined up.
They're gonna love you, dude.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they're gonna love you. And you know what? Like all these guys they have there, you follow their lead, man. They all know how to like navigate through the outside noise and all that.
Shit.
We had JT Miller on here, man. He was fantastic. And he's to me he's one of the most underrated players in the game. I mean, I think people know he's good, but do they really realize how good that guy is?
Yeah, no, I don't think they do. And I remember when he played in Tampa Bay, I thought the same thing right before he went to Vancouver. I remember thinking the same thing because I remember we played against him my first year actually, and he was he just daggered us a couple of times with big time goals and places, but just goals he couldn't really stop. It was just like, geez. But yeah, he's one of them, probably the most underrated players, especially being a guy that used to be in the East all the time. You don't really hear too much about JT Miller. Then you look, he's got 100 points. You look and you're like, he's got so and so goals, and when you play against him, he's just he's a very good player, and that's the same with a couple guys on their team. I think every team's got underrated guys, and it's kind of be hard. It's hard to be underrated when you have 100-point seasons, 90-point seasons, but seems like he's always been underrated in that way.
Yeah, he'll call you out too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Seems like, oh yeah, you're slouching a little bit. You didn't stop on that puck. He's gonna fucking let you
didn't
know.
Get the puck in deep.
He's gonna let you know.
I had Marky, man. I understand that.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, how was Monty? You like playing for him?
Yeah, I love playing for Monty. He was awesome. Yeah, just his energy, and he's got such a good sense of humor, and just the way he thinks the game. He includes everybody. I think that's one thing that I really noticed is he includes everybody kind of just in different ways. And he brought some different kind of routines that he does. But he was hilarious, man. He was so much fun to work with, and I think just his positive mindset every single day coming in with just jokes and stuff to start off video sessions and things. It was just a change of pace, and for me, it really brought me back to what kind of player I can be and help me become a better overall one this year. And I did love our time together, that's for sure.
Hey, what were the guys thinking when he kind of called out Pasta? Like after Game 6,
yeah.
basically, and then Pasta comes through and delivers
out.
and did his thing. Some people looked at it differently. They're like, "Wow, I can't believe he's doing that. He should have done it behind closed doors." Other people are like, well, he knows the player better than anybody else. And then look at the end result. Pasta does his thing in Game 7. What were you guys thinking? And was that even an issue for Pasta, you think?
I don't think it was an issue for Pasta because obviously we were all together. Like, we didn't really talk too much about it. There's so much noise when you play against Toronto in the playoffs. There's so much noise. I mean, like every single interview, there's a snippet or something. But obviously when that one comes, it raises attention a little bit. And it kind of makes everybody else also kind of, look at yourself in the mirror too. Obviously that guy pretty much is the main reason why we got there at that point. And, it was one of those things where we needed him. We did. He wasn't wrong. We needed him, and he came up huge, obviously, in the Game 7 overtime. It's funny when those things work out really well. If it doesn't work out that way, we lose that game or something, maybe it becomes a story. But inside the room, we were just, we just lost the game, and we were just getting focused for the next one. We all needed to, go into Game 7, you need to have your best effort no matter who you were. And obviously, big players come up when you need them most. And that was a sick goal. That was a sick play.
Can I go back to the other Game 7, though, with the Blues? We have a big Blues audience. When you see Benner in that first period, you guys are all over him. He's making saves left and right. get a couple goals at the end. What were you guys saying after that first period? Like, were you guys confident? And as the game went on, when it just was just stuck in the middle and they just kept getting bounces here and there, describe that feeling and what you guys were saying in the locker room.
Yeah, I think after the first period, I think there was one save. It was actually on Marshy where H should have went in and just made a great save. He just got a piece of it. I think it was on the power play with his blocker. I don't even think he saw it. It just kind of deflates you a little bit, but you're so used to just staying like there's so many other things going on at the time that you have to literally block out every single thing if you can. Like it's impossible. We're all human, but you don't want to ever get discouraged. You don't want to ever get, don't want to ever think bad things. You want to stay in the moment, obviously. But like you said, they get a couple bounces. I think the first goal goes in, kind of just like okay, but we never felt out of it. After the first period, we felt fine. We thought we played great. We were like, what, if we do this, they can't actually stay with us at this point in the game. But, that's things didn't work out that way. And, you're going in the third and you're fighting for not only your season, but your dream. And, just seeing how things kind of just kept shaping up in the game that obviously wasn't meant to be. And you got to tip your cap. But at the same time, as time goes on, you're looking at that clock. It's like a nightmare, man. You're looking and you're realizing what's about to happen, and you're trying everything you can to change it. And the other side is, it's elation. It's the best thing in the world. You just won the Stanley Cup. So I am looking forward to writing that script differently the next time I get an opportunity to.
You will.
Yeah,
you will, homie.
I don't want to feel that feeling again. That's a tough feeling.
Especially on home ice. It doesn't matter where it is, but, after you guys win, won Game 6 and brought it back.
Well, I got locked out of the building, just so you know, and I couldn't celebrate with anybody, just so you know. Make you feel better.
I won't take it personal, man. I won't take it personal.
Yeah.
It was a hey, listen, Torrey Crew came here the next year, like our 2 years later, and you almost felt bad for him. And I think people are super respectful in terms of not trying to throw that in his face here in St. Louis, even though he walks into the practice room, there's pictures everywhere.
Oh man.
And whatnot. That can't be easy. I guess when you get a 7-year deal, you know the feeling, man. You can overcome it, right?
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I guess, but still, I know Torrey well enough too. I was really good friends with him when he was here. I know that pissed him off. He's such a competitive guy. I never even thought about that when he signed there, actually, to be honest with you. I was like, whoa, that's gonna be a little bit weird, and obviously, but it's good to hear that people being respectful, because he's not a guy I'd probably bring that up to, especially right away. He'd automatically drop the gloves with you, I think. So, which is probably why he got a 7-year deal, with how intense he was, and he had such a good series, obviously. But yeah, that's something where I don't know if I could do that, to be honest with you. I don't know if I could go to St. Louis. Nothing against St. Louis, it's that close by. I don't know if I personally, my brain would not be able to handle that very well, is all I'm saying. At that point, anyways, it was my second year. I hadn't seen things, so it was that was a lot to deal with that summer, that's for sure.
Hey, what should we know about Edmonton? What was it like growing up there, living in Edmonton? I've been there, several times. I've never seen the streets of Edmonton because they're always covered in ice, every time I'm there. So I always wonder, what's going on under that, thick layer of ice. But growing up there, man, how much did you enjoy it? And what should people know versus maybe a perception that's out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously growing up there and loving hockey, it's a perfect probably place to grow up. Like you said, there's ice everywhere, even on the roads. There's outdoor rinks and things like that. And everyone's playing hockey. It's the main sport. I remember, kind of getting into it. And then 06 came around when they went to the finals against Carolina, and just seeing the city, how crazy it went. It revolves around it when it happens. It's awesome. Everyone's in a better mood. And I think growing up there as a kid, there's just so much hockey. You want to you want to do anything you can to be an Oiler. It's ingrained in your head. It's everywhere. It's there's no other major sports teams around, so obviously it's the main focus. But I would say this about any place in the summer: it's beautiful in the summer. The trails. If you like to go biking, if you like to go hiking and things like that, there's actually lots of really good things about Edmonton. I think as you get older, you kind of appreciate certain things more, but there definitely is a perception out there. And I mean, I don't blame anybody. I mean, I lived there for, so long, I can say this, it's freaking cold, man. It's freezing there. But as a kid, it's the best because you're in the outdoor rink all the time and just getting the Timmies and, then there you go. So, your friends have some in the backyard. You kind of go that way. If you love the game, I think it's a great place to grow up in because it's kind of full year round, always going on. But it's been pretty hot this summer. I'm not gonna lie, in Alberta.
Is your dad from there too? Is that how you guys ended up there, or was he doing broadcasting there, or what?
He's from Ontario. My mom's from Edmonton, so they met. Yeah, they met when he was playing here in Edmonton. So, And then we just kind of made it a home base, and then moved around in Arizona with this broadcasting thing for about 3 years, and came back when I was kind of growing up. So, yeah, kind of all over the place.
So who's more popular there when you guys go places? Do they come up to Big Louie? And you're like, I just signed a fucking huge ticket, just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm Jakey.
Oh no, he's like God there. Like, you can't go anywhere with this guy. He gets recognized more than anyone I've ever seen in Edmonton.
Really?
I'm not just saying that; it's actually true. Well, he just stands out, right? Like, that's what I say to him. I'm like, oh yeah, just because you're big.
Yeah.
But no, he actually he gets recognized the most I've seen out of anybody, even like just in terms of people I've been around getting noticed. Like, he is the talk of the town, whether we're golfing or just even at, like, getting groceries, like, just the most random things. He's always people come up and say hi to him, and I think that's a testament with just how much love there is for the Oilers in Edmonton. It's just it's just by association, obviously watching, and I think you guys know my dad. He'll talk to anybody for 45 minutes if he can.
Okay, so it's Louis,
Kretter,
Gretzky, Messier.
McDavid.
Okay,
McDavid,
Yeah. 50 feet of crap, then you like Moneyball. Yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, I wasn't necessarily shocked, but this year especially I noticed it because we were doing lots of things because I was moving, so we are trying to see each other more. And I just noticed it way more, and it's just crazy. But it was hockey frenzy, and it was kind of cool to see them pull it off. But it was nice they made it a series at least.
Did you play in the brick tournament? I mean, these highlights are like everywhere, Like, when did that become such a big deal?
It's always been a big deal I remember growing up, it was massive. I thought I didn't make the brick, and I thought I was never going to make the NHL. It was devastating. Like, it was absolutely devastating that I didn't make that tournament. And it was huge. It was huge when you're growing up in Alberta and around this place, because you want to play for Team Brick in the tournament because that's the team, right? And just everything like that. I have lots of friends that have played on that team and things, but I remember getting cut from that because I thought, oh my God, I should quit hockey. There's no way I'm going to make it.
Over.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? So sometimes when I talk to kids and stuff that are just around that age, I go, just so you guys know, like, I didn't make the brick. Like, you can still make it without making the brick.
You're like, we don't care. I want to make the brick.
Yeah. But there's some of the highlights, dude, popping up on my YouTube randomly. I don't know why, but they happen. Some of these kids can dangle.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's this one kid that was on the Detroit team, and I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but he had flow going on. He was a right-hand shot. That kid's like, he's saucing and stuff and working the power play. I'm like, holy, like, the game's changing.
I didn't know how to sauce when I was in junior.
Cam still can't sauce.
No, I can now. I dominate the alumni.
No, that kid is unreal. Like, he's actually played some tournaments for a St. Louis team too. Like, I saw him like operating on the half wall though on the power play and like just like sliding it over back door like from the wall, like zipping it across ice.
How old are those kids? I should know this, but I try to omit that.
10, dude.
Yeah.
But there's some big highlights from that stuff. So, but like, it's crazy, hey? Like, just the whole thing with them in the mall, like big events, and yeah. But if you never make the brick, don't worry about it. I didn't either.
I can't believe you made it to the NHL after you got cut by the brick.
believe it
To be
either.
honest with you, Jake.
Jake, hey, we talk about how popular everybody is when they play hockey in Edmonton. Hell, even these kids in a brick tournament probably walking around taking pictures with people. Like, but imagine you're McDavid though, or anybody really on the Oilers. Like, that does take it. Maybe you don't want to talk to people. Your dad's a different way. We're a different way. We'll talk to anybody. But like, that's got to wear on the guys that don't want to deal with it, right?
I think you have to get used to it. I think one of those things where it's all love, but it can be a little too much at times. I think, like, honestly, there's some clips I was seeing just while the playoffs were going on, just of like things going on where they're just catching them coming out of their cars and people are like going in their cars.
Connor.
Just like
McDavid, he like
beer.
McDavid's like picking up like Coors Light. I'm like, Connor, like, have somebody else do that.
That was
for
weird
you.
though. That was weird.
You know what I mean, though? And like,
they're following him to his car.
There's a certain point where it's disrespectful. Like, that's just disrespectful. Like, just as a human to human. I get why you're excited. I understand completely. I'd probably be freaking out if I was a kid and saw Connor. But at the same time, there's one of those things where there's also a line there that I don't think it's crossed too much, but just from what I've kind of been told. But at the same time, you got to get used to kind of the animal that is playing in Canada. It's especially a guy like Connor. I don't know exactly how he kind of navigates and operates throughout. I haven't heard much, honestly, about it. But, other guys coming in, it can be exciting at first, but they'll also let you know if you're not playing too well either. It's on both sides of the coin. If you're doing great, it's all love. If you're doing bad, it's not all love. They'll find out where you live, I feel like. I don't know if they actually will, but, it gets talked about a lot. And it's one of those things where that's just dealing with the Canadian market and a passionate one. I think that's something that players want to win in, because if you win in those type of environments, you just excel yourself in general, population, public, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. If you're not looking for that, then I'd probably say stay away. But it's one of those things where it can be really rewarding. You always, as a player, you always want to score goals in front of the biggest crowds in the loudest arenas. You always want to do that. So I think that's something where it kind of evens out. But yeah, I think when it crosses the line of disrespect, even just as a player, just as a human, you're just like, what are you doing? Like not Connor, but like, what are you doing? Like, don't do that, because nobody likes that. Nobody would like that.
They're
You know what I
touching
mean?
them. They're the touchy-feely
Those
type.
weren't even kids. Those
No,
were
they're-
like adults.
No,
Like
I thought they were going to
chasing
rob
a-
them.
No, I'm not even saying kids exactly. They're adults. I was like, boys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
Calm down,
it's
weirdo.
not- it's Edmonton for you.
Hey, you scored 2 goals in Fenway, man. You know what it's like to score against
Yeah.
in the big crowds, in the big games.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was cool. That was awesome. That was one thing I've always wanted to do, is score the Winter Classic, and playing in Boston, you get lucky, you get to play in a couple now, 3. That was cool. Yeah, not so cool breaking my leg right before I scored the first one,
Oh,
but
man.
feeling after that was great. And then the second one was even better.
How'd you break your
Yeah,
leg?
how was that? What happened?
So I actually had 2 kind of injuries going on. I ripped my UCL, or I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but the tendon, or the anyways, I couldn't go like this. This thing right here, I got a scar on it. In the first shift of the game, I thought I broke my thumb. I didn't know what happened. I just kind of fell down on the boards and it just jammed. And anyways, but what happened to my leg after, this was right before, his Matt Grizz, like, took a slap shot from the point, and I tried to like go off of, I think the defenseman was Ruda. I tried to push off of him to get out, because I knew it was coming my side. I knew it was coming Walker's side to get the rebound, but I was weak or something, because I didn't really push off. Instead, I kind of just turned like this, and he drilled me. The puck just drilled me right in my leg, and I felt it right away. I felt it right. I knew something was brutal. So I get up, I hobble up, and then Marshy gives me the puck, and I just am like, I can't move. I gotta take this to the net, and then it went in, and I fell again. I try to get up, and I'm like skating. I'm skating to the bench, and I'm literally like, I have one hand out because I can't do it with this hand, and I have my leg in the air because I can't put really too much pressure on my leg. So I'm really like one leg in it like this going through. But then the adrenaline goes through the roof. We just tied the game. We just tied the game up, and then I got lucky. I got a freebie on the second one where I just kind of drove the net. But it was brutal walking up the stairs, because you have to walk all the way through Fenway, and you have to walk up the stairs to get to the room and stuff. And at this point, I knew I was screwed. But I mean, at that point, we just won Winter Classic at Fenway, so it worked out well.
So you
It was
just
good. I guess one of my favorite parts of being in Boston was probably that whole experience of just like, I guess, the highs and lows of that. Like, oh my god, but then you can't hide really anywhere. I couldn't even walk. Like, I wouldn't be able really to walk. I could skate, but I couldn't really walk like all the way to get to the room. Like that. I was like, I can't. I got a family here. I can't. I was like, I can't really get out of this situation. So just go with it, I guess.
So isn't it weird sometimes that you could skate and not walk, with an injury? I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird how it works, but so you were just sucking it up the whole time, man. Every time did you hit guys and you just felt it? Were you just like, nah, it doesn't? I don't feel anything until I start walking.
I felt it. I felt it right after. So the goal came, and our trainer Dusty, he knows me pretty well. I don't really talk too much unless something's major. And I was like, he was like, "How bad is it?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "Okay, like put weight on it. You put weight on it, maybe just a stinger. Obviously, this wasn't a stinger." I told him, I was like, "This ain't a stinger." And he goes, "Well, go do some laps." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna wait this one out, Dusty."
You knew that. You
I'm good to
knew.
go. I'm good to go. At this point, I already was like on some pretty good meds for my hand, so I was like, my hand was destroyed. So I didn't. That's how I knew it was really trouble, is when I still felt it. I was like, whoa, I was like, this is. But at the same time, I just scored. Everyone's all fired up. Bench is energized. We got 5 minutes left in the game. I was like, this thing might go to OT, and I know I'm gonna have to play in OT with this. So I was like, hopefully we get this done earlier.
Yeah,
What about when Chara played with a broken jaw? Were you like,
Yeah, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, guys go through so many different things for playoffs. I mean, that's just for big events, different things. Even through regular season, guys play through, as we all know, just stuff that doesn't really get talked about, especially guys in PK or blocking shots like V was there. But him coming back on the bench, I remember seeing him come back on the bench, and his jaw was like he has his side, and he's like keeping us going. He's like yelling at us to like do whatever it takes to win this game, pretty much. And we're all sitting there and like you want to almost laugh, but like at the time in the moment, you're like, it's so intense. This game, game 5, wasn't it, or game 3? It's business as usual, but seeing him like that, that's something I'll never get out of my head as his V moment. But the crowd went nuts the next game when he came back. That was probably the biggest ovation I ever heard in the Garden. That was really cool.
Yeah, his ancestors were like probably taking over countries back in the day, man. I mean, just army. But hey, like, were you there when Conor McGregor showed up in the locker room and did his thing? And it's like sweating his ass off, talking, trying to pump you guys up. You guys are all looking at each other like, God, he's intense. And then Marchand scores that goal. I mean, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, so we were talking about that. I think it went to overtime. I think it was an OT goal. And we were talking about on the bench, like if we score, I love to celebrate. I love my sallies. And I was talking on the bench, like, hey, if we score, we have to do this. But I didn't talk to Marshy about it. Marshy was on the ice, I think, or something. I don't know, because I'm not taking credit for why Marshy did this. But I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, if I score one here, I'm doing this, this shimmy. But him coming in the room was awesome. Him coming in the room, he was just like, he was just an energy ball, man. This guy was just on a different level of energy. And he did the ceremonial puck drop, and I don't think he shook the Columbus captain's hand at the time. He shook Z's, and then he didn't shake theirs. And he was like going like this and stuff. Like he was like, this is warm, man. He was so into it. And I was a little jealous because there was guys that were injured at the time or like scratched or whatever, and they went in the box with them and stuff like that. And we're like, trying some of this proper 12 and like shadow box. I remember Kevin Miller has a picture with him like shadow boxing. He was like grabbing them and stuff, and he said they had such a good time. But after the game, he came in, gave us all one of his whiskey things, and it just came out and signed them all for us. Took a drink with us after we won. It was a super cool experience, and at that time, that was like mega McGregor. Like that was.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah,
he was on top of the world then.
I love watching UFC. I had no clue this was happening, by the way. Zero idea until before the game. And someone's like, yeah, McGregor's coming to the game. No clue what he was going to do. I usually hear these things last, funny enough, as you guys could probably tell. But I was like, this is crazy. I just was fanboying for a second before the game. But it was super sweet that Marshy was able to score and do that while he was there. It tied the whole night up pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
God.
We've had a bunch of guys. Other people have told that story too. We had Freddie on and Trent Frederick. We had McAvoy and Shaddy. You guys have a great group, man.
Yeah,
JVR.
You play with some cool cats.
You play with some cool guys, man. Veterans and young guys. That McAvoy though, like you knew right away, like when he showed up on the scene, you knew he was going to be good.
I did, yeah, because we were in Providence actually. When I first saw him, we were in Providence, and he only played one game.
Like, see you later, guys.
But he played, I think, 1 or 2 games. We had 3-3, and the guy didn't even make it to the 3-3. And I was like, oh. So this is where we are right now. Obviously, the defenseman, different guy, but he's just so smooth with the puck. He was just so smooth, just carrying it out of the zone. It just felt like he just wasn't really getting, like, usually guys are around, but he just wasn't really getting touched. He was so fluent, but I knew he was going to be the real deal, especially with our first year playing together. I think he reminded me a lot, especially at that time of Drew Doughty, just in the sense of like, he play a physical game, but offensively you can. And I think he's tried to mold his game in different guys since then, just for different roles and playing so many minutes. But I knew right away he was going to be the Chucky that we all know now. And I still think he's got so much more improvement. Like, I think that's one thing that is always scary with playing with Chuck, is he could be that much better in so many different ways, because he's got the ability to do it, I think, all honestly. Yeah, he's definitely going to be, a top defenseman in this league for his entire career. Like, it's, you can usually tell that when you're a forward trying to practice against a guy like that. You can usually find that out pretty quick.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He'll put you on your ass too.
Yeah. I'm actually a little interested to see if he's going to try to run me out the building at least once.
Probably.
All this stuff. We were roommates together when he first came up, and I know I bugged him a lot. So I wonder if he'll repay me in kindness. I'll keep my head up, that's for sure.
Hey, listen. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask what about our boy Trent Frederick too, man. I mean, we love it. St. Louis shit kicker, we always call him. He's a good kid, man. I love watching him play. You guys hang out? You guys good buddies?
Yeah, we're good buddies. I love Freddie. He's so funny. That guy's hilarious. Such a good guy too. He's like such a tall, like tough guy, but he's got that high voice. It's just like, it's a weird combination that we always chirp him for. And some of the things he says, he's just hilarious. So we're I feel like we're like the same talk, me and him. Like, as the years kind of progressed, we got closer and stuff, and go to dinners obviously and things. But it seems like we always kind of find each other when we're out in the mix. But he's a hilarious dude, and honestly, like one of the toughest guys I know. I've never seen a guy ever in my life get speed bagged at the beginning of a fight and not be worried about him. Like, there's been 4 or 5 fights in his career where guys get a jump on him and are just laying like bombs on him, and normally you're like, "Ooh, this could get ugly." It's like it almost like helps Freddie get into the fight. Like when he gets loose, he's just like it's like the Hulk almost. He just gets mad. But he's definitely an entertaining guy in the room. Probably the worst DJ I've ever had in my career.
Like, why?
Like,
He picks
just,
terrible
he doesn't
music.
know what to play. He's got the worst music. He plays Hell's Bells over and over again.
Oh,
Not a
God.
bad song. Not a bad song. Don't get me wrong.
It's outplayed.
But like when you hear it 80 times the same, like mix it up a little bit, Fred. So I always used to give him a hard time about that. Like, who's playing the songs today? Knowing it was him.
Not a
Just
bad
to
song though. You can't. I mean,
AC/DC,
people
I mean,
may love it
fine.
out there, Jake. They may love Hell's
It's
Bells.
fine.
I said no offense. I'm not even against Hell's Bells, but when you hear it 80 times, it's
Hey,
like
it's too
Freddie,
much.
Freddie, like there's other AC/DC, like there's other.
Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. You're the DJ. Hey, what about when you ask for a trade, like, and then it gets out? Is that uncomfortable? Like, I mean, you've experienced a lot, man. Now you're a veteran guy, and now you've gone through the whole free agent process. But looking back on that, why do you think you felt like maybe you needed a new fit, and what was your reaction when it got out?
Yeah, well, I think I actually asked for one earlier. I asked for one in the summer, just with the kind of the way the team was shaping up when it came to just where I was looking, where I could possibly play, in the lineup and things like that, and kind of how the year ended. I got scratched in the playoffs, and I just thought, it was time for maybe just a fresh start for both sides. Obviously I'm speaking for myself, but that's kind of my thoughts when we were going into the summer. There's nothing against the city of Boston. I love Boston. Boston's a great city. They've got so many things going on. People have always treated me so good there. And it's something that it's probably the place I spent the most time in my life ever. Usually I was moving around a couple places, and I consider it one of my second homes. Honestly, it's great. It wasn't anything to do with that or even the guys on the team. Just was just situations and just different things where I just thought maybe you'd go on, and then I was getting scratched again. I wasn't playing much. I was getting scratched again, and actually funny enough, got scratched again in Vancouver was the last time I was scratched. And at that point, I just made the call just to try to get it moving forward. I didn't think they were taking it serious, and I thought that at that point I was just fighting for my career. At that point, I was just like, I think that I can add more than what is happening here. I didn't see anything changing in a sense for my own game. My game was getting worse. I was thinking about 10 different things, and when it came out, it was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable going to the rink the next day. I talked to the guys in the room. And it was then the guys that were there were the biggest reason why I got out of that situation, that side of things. They had my back. They were with me through it all. And they were all good with me. They understood why in the room. They knew it was just me trying to find a better fit for my career, to have a longer NHL career and a better, better chance at something. And, it was one of those things where I didn't want to play bad in this time either, because I wanted them to get something back in return that was respectable as well. Because I know when you go public with something like that, it just tanks your value. So it wasn't anything against the team. It was more so just me, just in my own head. I just needed change just to have a start. But I remember playing the next game after, because there was a couple of injuries, and I wasn't even supposed to be playing the next game after. But then there's a couple of injuries that happened, so I played like a day later or something, or like 2 days later, and I remember I was getting booed when I touched the puck at the Garden. So it was funny because out of all guys, Freddie's like, "Hey, do you think you're gonna get booed tonight?" And I was like, "Freddie, thanks, man." I was like, "Thanks." I was like, "Yeah, honestly, thanks for bringing that up. I didn't even think of that, but you know what? Now you say that, they're for sure gonna boo. I mean, they're passionate. They're gonna boo." He's like, "Well, if they care, they boo. If they don't care about you, then they won't boo." And he's like, "That's one way to look at it." And I understood what comes with that. Obviously, I know I made obviously some enemies. I made some with definitely different fan groups inside of Boston. It's not a pretty thing to do. I just felt desperate in the sense for my own career. I needed a change, and it's not that I didn't want it to work out. Actually, if anything, it was more so just I needed a change. And then, sure enough, things just started falling into place again. And it's one of those things where I look back now. That was 3 or 4 years ago. At that point in time, I wouldn't see this 4 years later. So I think it worked out, but it taught me a lot about myself, because I felt like my back was against the wall constantly. I was walking on eggshells, and the guys in the room made me feel really, really comfortable in the sense of just staying with it and just kind of doing whatever I can to help the team. And to be honest with you, it made me mature and grow up really fast. It was maybe a little premature, but at the same time, looking back at it, it got me to this point today.
Yeah, your
Damn right.
teammates had your back, man. And
Of course
I
they
don't want
did.
to put words in your mouth, but there are probably some other guys who weren't on the same page with the coach at the time, and you could see that they made the coaching change. Veteran guys come back, and your game took off. So at the end of the day, you ended on great terms with the Boston fans, and how you played your last couple of years there, man. So you got that to be proud of too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something, the only thing I wish I could change is obviously 19, but that's something I really wanted to do if that was the case. Looking at the year coming into this year, I thought, if it was my last year in Boston, I didn't want to, I wanted something to remember. You always want to be remembered somehow in some different ways. And honestly, I wish I could have done more, but in saying that, I that was my goal, was to try to, make amends with all that nightmare, because that was tough. That was tough. But like I said, the people always treat me really great there. Like, I'd go out to dinner and people come up and talk to me, they support me. I never once got heckled when I was an actual person in Boston. So when at that time, I felt like the world all, was pointing at me. So it was kind of funny how it works out in reality, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Hey, before we let you go, man, and you've been great. We appreciate
awesome,
it. But
Jake,
what have
dude.
your conversations been like with Talk? What has he told you in terms of how excited he is to have you, and how he plans to use you?
Yeah, we talked just after I signed, and just for kind of a bit. Just he asked me about the guys that we just signed in from Boston as well, Heino and Forby, and just kind of what to expect. But no, he was super pumped up, and he was excited what I can bring to the team, and just in general, just how I play and how he wants to play, and the team, and just kind of give me kind of a little rundown on what to expect coming into camp, and in terms of training and things of that nature. So it was a really good talk, honestly, and seems like he was really excited, and I'm really excited too. So. I'm coming in with just, the expectation of doing whatever I can to help that team get to the next level. I think that's all I can do, is to try to help. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to change who I am, but at the same point, I'm coming in to help in any way. And that's kind of what I was talking to him about. And it was a really good conversation. Like I said, it was kind of quick. There were just free agencies, so things were kind of going on, but it was nice to talk to him and kind of, I guess, formally meet. I think we met when I was younger, but meet where I can actually kind of remember it, I guess.
Yeah,
man.
With your dad and him, they didn't cross paths in Phoenix, did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
good.
played together, actually, I think, or something like that. There's a couple other pictures, but they did cross paths together. Yeah, so it's funny how the connections kind of work out that way.
Yeah.
In the sense where they fought and they played together. That's hockey, though, as we all know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they had fun together, probably too. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they had.
Damn right.
Hey,
Dude,
well, good stuff, man.
We're rooting for you, man.
Even though your texting skills are like one text a day, Jake. It's like I text you. It's like
he gets annoying.
I'm like,
it's all
I don't
good.
hear back. I'm like, but I give it 24 hours, and then you'll eventually get back. So I felt like, hey, you got a lot going on right now. So I appreciate you doing this for us.
Seriously, you've been great.
Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for having me on.
Right on, buddy. Hey, good luck to you. See you, buddy.
Have a great year.
Right on.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter.
All right, that interview with Jake DeBrusk, man. I hope you enjoyed that. Brought to you by the Illinois Recovery Center, Cam.
Oh, God's work is what they do. They do. That's Eric Conley and that's Chrissy Ponoff.
Did we get another message from another listener?
Yeah.
Who went to the Illinois Recovery Center?
Mm-hmm. From out of town too.
It's amazing. Dude.
He's like, I can't thank you enough. He goes, I hear you talk about Eric and Chrissy. And I'm like, I have
all
to
the
go.
time
Because they go to these, they go to these other places, man, and they don't care about you. They don't care about you. Not all of them.
But Illinois Recovery Center does, is what you're saying.
I'm not lumping all these facilities in the same category.
Yeah.
Illinois Recovery Center is on its own program, dude. They legitimately care about you, and they'll do anything and everything to help you out.
Yes.
That is legit. I know it firsthand because I know these guys as friends. I know them well enough, and I'm telling you. And I know the people that go there, and I've seen this firsthand. It's completely different than what you think, man. They are truly there for you. They're right there in Swansea, Illinois. And that's why they got guys, when we talk about this, from all over the fucking country going down there, and they're getting help. That's the Illinois Recovery Center. And I'll be going out there talking to the patients here.
Yeah, they're the best, man. So check that out, Illinois Recovery Center. What'd you think of Jake?
Oh, he was real. Like it was a real conversation. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't just like a robot. He just was like laughing. He laughed.
Yeah, no, he was cool.
Like I'd hang out. If he was in a locker room and we're both the same age, I'm hanging with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would automatically connect with him and be like, let's go to lunch. Let's be my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can just tell he'd be my buddy.
If I was sitting next to you, it'd probably be the same.
Oh, I'd be like, get this fucking. Well, you wouldn't make the team.
Dude, that's bullying.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey.
I love when Maddie, like, I could tell when he's laughing.
That's bullying. Hey,
you wouldn't make the team. I mean,
that's bullying.
okay.
You should not, but especially right now with what's going on in the country, Cam.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
With what's going on in the country, and you're gonna bully?
It's not being a bully, dude. That's being realistic. Oh, we'd hang.
How dare you?
So anyway, Big Jakey, great guy, man. You guys know what I'm talking about if you listen.
I don't know how to react to this one.
And he's gonna want that deleted.
Probably. I probably want a lot of stuff deleted here.
Why?
I don't know. Your attitude. You're late today too.
Fuck out of here, liar. You lie more than Biden does.
Oh shit.
That's funny.
Trouble has too, though.
He does. He exaggerates for sure.
And all y'all at home, don't try to act like you know which way I'm voting. or
You don't
whatever.
even know. You sway in the wind. Andy had to call 50 people to get an opinion on this. Get your own
No.
opinion, dude.
What are you talking about, dude? I watch so much shit. Opinion on the shooting?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have to call anybody. I didn't even call you for an opinion.
Good.
I came with my opinions.
What was it? What were they?
I thought the Secret Service did a good job on the ground. I thought the Secret Service dropped the ball in a close to near tragic level by
Okay.
not securing
The perimeter.
the perimeter
I get that.
and by not taking care of the situation before it escalated.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
That's
There it
really
is.
all there is to it.
Yeah.
And Trump, I think, had a historic moment that he could never create on his own.
He's a brave guy. Pretty ballsy, man.
Well, it's
Guy's got-
ballsy of
Guy's
any,
got $1 billion,
Hold
man.
on.
He didn't have to do any of this
but it's
stuff.
ballsy of any politician to get out there, knowing that somebody could shoot and want to kill you. It is. I mean, why would it be any different for anybody else? you know?
Well, he's got more of a target on his back than anybody else, I would say.
How was Abraham Lincoln shot?
What do you mean?
He was shot and killed.
God, yeah, dude.
Tell me his story.
You don't know about
When he was,
Abraham
I don't remember a whole lot about the assassination.
John Wilkes Booth
Oh yeah.
crept in
Mm.
while they were watching an opera
Oh
or
my
theater.
God.
Walked right in, right in the back of the head. Bam. Then he
Really?
jumped down, fucking almost broke his leg. And he jumped down right in the middle of like where they were performing.
Who did?
John Wilkes Booth.
Mhm.
After he shot the president, jumps down, like bam, right on stage at the Muni, at the Opera House. And they're all like, ah. And he runs out, jumps on a
Where
horse.
was he? In Springfield, Illinois?
Wherever that Ford Theater was, maybe it was in Illinois. That's a good question. But he ran off on a horse, and they, marshals.
They found him.
I believe so. Yeah.
They kill him.
Yep. I think it took a little while.
Was he an outlaw?
Yeah, he was an outlaw for a bit. Yeah.
So they didn't put him in jail or anything?
I think they killed him. I could be wrong on that, Matty. I think they killed him.
All right, who's the other
Big deal.
president that was assassinated?
Well, JFK.
Yeah.
And of course Ronald Reagan got shot.
Where'd his bullet hit him? In the
I
chest?
think it ricocheted off a couple things and nicked him. Boom, right in the.
Should they be wearing bulletproof?
Yes,
Although
They do.
somebody said that Trump's hat was bulletproof.
could be.
Is there such thing as that?
Probably. I would. Now there might be a thing like the Pope has where they have that thing come up. Trump had
Yeah,
some of those
right.
back in the day. Yeah.
He's
Well,
gonna
Trump has a bigger threat to his name than anybody.
he's gonna have to
else.
speak inside one of those.
in
things.
probably American history.
Did Trump Jr. or anybody speak publicly yet?
Oh God, yeah, they're talking about him.
Ivanka did.
Yeah, Baca had a tweet out. Melania had a tweet out and all that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you look it up?
Oh, no, I saw Melania's. I thought her statement was fantastic.
Yeah, she's a classy woman. The most
But-
beautiful first lady in American history.
But I will say that Biden is up against it.
You think?
I'm
What
just
if he
saying.
wins? Wouldn't you be like, whoa?
Well, do you think a lot of people are still voting for him?
No.
I don't think so either.
Nope. How can you?
And it was understandable at last time why some would maybe
Of course, Andy. of
want
course.
to vote for him.
But if he
Just
wins-
because you want change.
But if he wins, you got to look at it like,
How'd that
Interesting.
happen? How'd that happen?
interesting. Now, you could cheat maybe 5 points, but when Trump's 10 points ahead at some of these swing states and stuff like that, now you got problems. So maybe you could sway the 5 points, but 10 points.
I was watching a throwback press conference with Biden from like 30 years ago.
He's lying
He
to the
looked
people.
completely different.
He didn't have hair then. When he was flip flopping on everything he's ever done.
Now he looks like
He's the biggest
he
politician.
looks like the
ever.
guy from the Naked Gun, kind of.
He's such a weirdo.
You know the Naked Gun, the movie.
No, Leslie.
Maddie,
Nielsen.
what's it called?
Leslie
Leslie
Nielsen.
Nielsen. Yeah,
He used to not be a comedian. What's shaking your legs? You're making noises.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
He wasn't a comedian.
No, he was a pretty serious actor. And then all of
Oh.
a sudden he started doing
Well,
these
a lot of the best actors,
they could turn it.
they
Yeah.
and I know that from when I did some
Know it all.
plays back in the day.
You would be in theater.
I'm trying to get Ivy
Oh,
like on stage.
get her do yeah.
Yeah.
Let her do that. Absolutely get her into that. And if your kid wants to get into theater, absolutely. How do you think all
Let me
these
call it
actors wait, hold on,
T.O.
time out. All these stud actors that you see,
They get lots
they no, but they were in theater first, and they probably didn't get girls until they got out of theater and they became actors.
Believe that?
Look at your high school. Look at the groups of people that got the hot chicks. Were they the theater guys? No. Were they the goth guys? No, they were the athletes. It's
Okay,
the way it is,
fine,
man.
fine.
It's just the way it is.
Okay, if you're going from
Come
that
on,
standpoint,
come
I
on,
get what
Andy,
you're
get
saying.
real here. But it doesn't mean anything, though. Who
I'm
cares?
thinking
if
Broadway, whatever.
even if they don't get girls, who cares? If they're really good at theater and they want to get into it, get them into
Yeah.
it. Damn right.
Okay, so I think Ivy can act and she can sing.
I know. Get her. She likes.
She's
she
not.
likes
She's
it.
not really a dancer though.
No, she probably doesn't want to play soccer. That's Chloe's thing.
Yeah,
She's not
doesn't.
playing. That's Ty's thing. Let her get into that. That's the cutest thing in the world, dude.
Okay.
And if she had a play, I would go to it.
Would you?
Yes. I swear to God, I would.
What if it started at 8?
Ah, fuck.
Now you're not going?
I went to a swim meet the other day. 7
Oh
hours.
my God!
It was the weirdest
Who's
experience.
swim meet?
My little nieces.
Those are not fun to go to.
God, it was the most painful thing I've ever been through in my
Was it
life.
hot?
These kids are walking around in Speedos and their junks hanging out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It was the weirdest experience ever.
Dude,
8 hours long.
you shouldn't be like even talking about that.
Hmm?
So swim meets.
But if
are-
I was that kid, my like wiener's hanging out at that age and there's girls everywhere, I'd be like, they're just like, boop, boop,
So,
boop,
a lot of
and I'm
the
like,
s-
this is
you
crazy.
know, swimmers are some of the most committed athletes in the world.
It's fine, man.
Do you know that they go to practice at like 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m.
I would say this.
and it's
I wouldn't want to
the
give my
water's cold.
okay, it's tough. I would say this. I wouldn't want my kids getting into swimming just because it's kind of goofy, whatever. No big deal. If you do, that's all good.
Mhm.
I would get them into learn how to swim, learn how to survive,
Yeah.
learn how to breaststroke and get out of jams, go to swimming
Because that
lessons.
middle school principal just drowned in Lake Michigan,
Yeah. Or how about there's some floods in,
and
in
he
St.
probably
Louis.
did know how to
A
swim.
fire captain was trying to save somebody drown in.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was in Sullivan, Missouri.
Oh
Fire
God!
captain who's experienced.
So I finished 10th in the IM when I was
Let's wrap this
10
up.
years.
Let's wrap this up.
I
man.
did the individual medley. You know what that is?
I don't know if people are going to
Do
be
you know the 4 strokes?
breast, back, overhand. I don't fuck. I don't
Okay.
know.
So the individual medley, you start with butterfly.
Yeah, that's the hardest I heard.
No, it's like when you come over. So keep
Yeah,
your
like
hand-
blap.
yeah.
Like you're
You
down,
got to have those big
down.
shoulders.
Yeah, like yours. Like blam, blam, and then the backstroke is like the slowest thing.
Backstroke
Poor,
and then breaststroke.
I had little Maya, who I love so much. Little Maya, she does a backstroke. It's taking forever, and I'm like, let's go, come on, Maya, let's go, and she wins. And all of a sudden, they try to like get other people to go so fast that they didn't even tell little Maya that she won.
Oh my
And I'm
God!
like, "You
Tell her.
won!" Yes, I'm like, you won. I'm like, hell yeah. Everybody's just like, move on. I go, come here, girl, you won. I
Hey,
lift her arm
when
up.
we were hanging out at Peelsy's house outside, and he had a nice, got a great setup back there, but Cam, you were sweat. I've never seen anyone sweat,
It was 100 degrees out.
but no one else was sweating.
I'm different than you, man. I don't know what to say, dude.
You were so hot, dude.
I know. I'm different than you.
But you're okay. You survived it.
I
And
don't know. I mean, like,
I know you're sweating now. All right. We thank Jake DeBrusk for joining us, dude. Great interviews coming up.
yeah, we got some
And
good
some
ones.
fun
Yeah.
hockey markets too. So
Yep.
Stay with us. You know what I won't lose my mind over is bench clearers. These
Look
are
at
the
this.
best, dude.
Look at these bad boys right here.
How crisp and clean those are.
They're really thin.
Can you imagine
too.
walking into the locker room, having that hanging up by your stall?
They're really, really thin. They're perfect.
You
for
can get
summer.
them wet.
Dude, I did get mine wet, and they
Dry like
so
right
easy.
away. People were asking me, "Can you take it down
And
to the lake?"
I wore it like it didn't like they didn't like I felt like if I sweat a lot on these, it would turn like yellow. Or
No,
something. It didn't,
no.
dude.
They've got every team,
Yeah,
every
And
American League team.
They got listen. It's cool to like show up somewhere. Yeah, I know the Blues and maybe the old school Whalers and stuff like that, the old school Devils, but to have like a logo of a team that no one knows,
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh,
cool.
that'd be cool.
Like, what is that?
Yeah,
like
no.
people, if I walk by and somebody was wearing one of these, that's a different logo. I'm like, dude, what is that?
People even asked me because
Yeah.
I had the old school Buffalo Sabres one, and so some people weren't sure what that was.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah.
I like that one. Looks good with
Yeah.
you put the old tight T-shirt on underneath it. It
Yeah.
looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. So bench clearers, use our promo code Cam and Strick. First Form at firstform.com.
I drank one of these bad boys, man. I could
Get those
throw 'em
energy
way
drinks,
around.
get the bars, and
Tropic
get yourself
lightning.
feeling good, man. Get yourself feeling healthy. Get the app. Download the app. Use our promo code. Use our link, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. You know the drill. You've heard us talk about First Form for years now. So continue the ordering, man. A lot of our listeners are ordering on a consistent basis, man.
Yep.
And I love that. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Do it today. At Bellman Cam, you get
No swinging ducks, none of that shit, man. Your wife can go there and order cars and talk to people and not get creeped out and not be
Amazing.
uncomfortable and stuff like that. And they have an array of different vehicles, man.
Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other
Whatever
side.
you need.
Say hi to Danny Boy.
Danny, what up? Dale, Kenny, I love all you guys, man. You guys
Everybody.
do damn good work over there, baby.
Proper Cannabis. They got that new location open up in Kirkwood, man. Check that out. Use the promo code Cam and Strick 20. You get 20% off your order. They got everything you need, man, to relax, enjoy a good night, get some good sleep, pain relief, everything. The #1 cannabis dispensary in the state is Proper Cannabis. Use our promo code Cam and Strick 20. Save that 20%. Shilly Plastering, Cam.
God, I wish I had a pool. Oh,
Get-
jeez Louise.
Get plastered with Shilly Plastering.
Oh, I will. But I wish I had a pool, man. And they'll get work done for you, man. They really will. And the plastering is like the first thing that kind of like screws up on a pool. They'll come in and fix that bad boy. Hell, a deer can jump over the fence and jump in there and scratch all that up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Your dog, your kids, whatever the case is, they'll fix that bad boy. They've been around since the 1950s.
1950.
There's a reason for that.
They
They're
got
a real
a
deal.
full-on team of professionals and craftsmen.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, turn your backyard into an oasis with Shilly Plastering. Great to have Shilly Plastering on board with us here on the Cam and Strick podcast. Of course, hat launch, baby. They can make this hoodie for you. Say you want that Yoik hoodie, you want that hat. Customize it any way you want, man. No matter how you want it to look, you can customize your hat. Put your business on there. Put your team on there. They are the absolute best. We love our friends over there at Hat Launch, hatlaunch.com. We're getting out there soon. Gonna go see the boys, man. Looking forward to that. So hatlaunch.com. Customize a new hat. They got Shirt Launch also if you want to customize a shirt as well. Nobody does it better than Hat Launch, Cam.
Yeah, your kid has a rugby team to a baseball team to whatever, a bachelor party, a bachelorette party. You guys all want to have the same kind of gear. Go to Hat Launch. It'll take care of you.
Yeah. All right. We thank Jake DeBrusk. Again, follow us, man. Subscribe to us everywhere. And get one of these bad boys. Get
We got a
one
bunch of
today.
we got a bunch of guys coming on, man. You
Bench
guys are really
clears, baby.
Jakey's awesome, by the way.
Yes.
We got a bunch of big time guests coming on, man. We're gonna take care of you guys. We're gonna entertain you all summer
I
long.
apologize for Cam's mood today. I knew he'd be a little bit
He was 15 minutes late, man. That already drove me nuts.
off his rocker a little bit today, but hey,
Was I, Maddie?
chicken thighs are on sale. How much for the chicken thighs?
For like 8 of them, big ones.
8
It was
big ones.
$7.65.
Yeah. Don't put your rice in the air fryer though.
That could be wrong.
Yeah. But Cam's got one.
No, I do, but I don't. I guess I don't. No, you might be right on that.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's all
You can
good.
put everything else in there.
I hope you are right on that. It's all good.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Love you guys.
See ya.